We have two exciting games ahead of us today, starting with the Triumph Knights, who'll be hoping for that triumph, alongside three teams vying for those all-important points. So stay tuned for some fabulous action.
And fabulous action is what we always expect in T20 Mumbai. Welcome live to the Wankhede Stadium, where match one on day 5 is Triumph Knights. They're 0-2 against Eagle Thane Strikers, who are not too badly placed at 1-1. Well, one of the big features of T20 Mumbai has been the attendance here at the Wankhede Stadium. I mean, on one hand, you can say it's only a state league, but the fans here in Mumbai don't know that. They know that it's a very, very big deal for Mumbai cricketers. I've got Milind Rekhe here with me, of course, one of the big stalwarts, kings of Mumbai cricket. And am I wrong in suggesting that we've had fabulous spectatorship all the way through?
Absolutely. The second edition of this tournament has been such a fun to watch. It's always fun when spectators come and cheer their own teams. It's been a great occasion.
Well, without question. Of course, today is Saturday and Sunday, a weekend, and we expect that spectatorship to rise even more. What's happening in the points table, though? Some teams are in trouble, and a couple of teams are not badly placed now. North Mumbai Panthers, 2 out of 2. They are sailing. Eagle Thane Strikers will be seen today in the opening match. They lost their opening match narrowly, but they came back very strongly in the second. Their captain, Aditya Thare, is doing particularly well. Akash Tigers, big surprise in the opening match against Triumph Knights, where they won, but then they went and lost their second. So there comes Kamsa, not doing very well on that net run rate, and the team suffering. Would you believe it? Other defending champions, Triumph Knights, 0-2. They need a win desperately today. So there is another group, Group B, and Supersonics Milan, they're doing very well, 2 out of 2. But Arcs and Theory, 3 out of 2, they're also doing pretty well. Not happy with their net run rate, I suppose, but I think they're almost safe. And Shivaji Park Lions opened yesterday. Quickly enough, the team in trouble, strangely enough, Namo Bandra Blasters.
Yeah, I'm surprised because I think Shreyas leads that team. It's a good side. But somehow or the other, there's too much pressure on key players in this competition. Like, the bigger players seem to be the ones who need to carry things forward.
And talk about big players, none other than Surya Kumar Yadav, who got in a fabulous 90-odd to begin with the times with Triumph Knights. And just maybe a little over-dependence. Of course, I had a couple of other good batsmen, but as I was talking to him sometime earlier, you know, others need to step up. He, of course, was magnificent in that opening match.
Yeah, Surya is a great striker of the ball. He sets an example. And this particular innings that he played was outstanding. Complete control of the game. But he needs people to be with him.
And of course, they had another couple of people who scored runs. We'll try and show that too. But, you know, they just have not put enough on the board. I mean, when they've chased, they haven't. When they've scored first, 140-odd is not going to win them. Yeah,
somehow or the other, I get the feeling, Charu, that this year, their team doesn't have the balance that it had last year. They were much stronger last year. They've missed out on some players. And as a result of which, there's too much pressure on one man, Surya Kumar Yadav.
Well, More also did pretty well. So he got a 50 in their last match. And of course, Royston Dias as well, their fast bowler, picked up 3. So there are 2 other potential stars. Dias, of course, a big boy. But here's More.
Oh, yeah. He's played a great innings for the kind of conditions that prevail. And he's the other person who's been with Surya Kumar amongst the runs. But they need to perform more and better as a team.
And maybe we can get a quick look at their bowling superstar. I say that Royston Dias has done very well. He's big and he's tall and he really can crank up the speed.
Yeah, Royston has played for Mumbai for so long now, almost 2 years. He's their main spearhead. He knows how to use the slower ball. He's got the pace and he's got an occasional good bouncer.
And of course, we do think that the spinners might have a lot of say in the match. The first match was the afternoon match, but Dias will once again want a star for his team. What about Eagle Thane Strikers? Their captain has been in very good form, 2 back-to-back 50s, Aditya Thare, and he was smiling through most of that second match, although after the first match he was devastated because he personally got a 70-odd, but the team sadly lost by just 6 runs.
Now, the good thing about Aditya Thare, he's a senior pro, he's taken the responsibility, and the important issue also is that he's batting beautifully. He's back to form. He didn't do so well last year, but he's striking the ball absolutely superbly.
And he's one of those classic batsmen who doesn't quite like hitting in the air, but the demands of T20 force him to. Otherwise, he's just so sweet. The other guy who likes hitting in the air, of course, who also got a 50 last match, Sarfaraz, and it's always sweet to see him hit the ball big.
He's a big hitter of the ball. He needs to get runs for and support Aditya Thare because he is a player who can change things around, and single-handedly, I believe he can win matches.
Sarfaraz, when he's not looking at his fittest, but he's got so much bulk behind him and he hits the ball. The ball does fly. Is that what you're indicating, Sarfaraz? Also, the only hat-trick man, Ankush, also is from the same team, and that's a rare achievement.
Yes, he's come a long way, Ankush. And this is what Mumbai will be looking forward to. For bowlers who can spin the ball, have a good trajectory, and this lad has started to do well.
Yeah, Offies always find it difficult in the shorter form of the game, but he was magnificent. And I suppose he'll remember that big scalp of Arjun Tendulkar who played on for being his first victim. Okay, we're back to pitch number 1, which was used on day number 1. And guess who was there earlier sweating it out, telling us how it might behave today? Milind Rege.
We are on day 5 for the T20 Mumbai League at the Wankhede Stadium. Hot and oppressive conditions to play cricket. The pitches have taken a beating. And this is pitch 1 where we started the tournament. 160 overs have been bowled on it. And according to theory at Wankhede, the pitch starts turning on day 3. What the captains need to do is to have a close look at the pitch and maybe change their strategy. In the earlier games, they would win the toss, take advantage of the moisture and field first. The pitch is too dry to do that now. Tactics need to change. Win the toss and you bat. Have lots of spinners in your team, 2 very good all-rounders, and that will work for you. For my Dream 11, I'd like to have 3 left-arm spinners, if not more.
You make a good point about left-arm spinners. They've been fabulous. Although Ankush took the hat-trick as an off spinner. But interesting you should mention that maybe it's time to bat first. Can you expand a bit more on that?
Yeah, that's because, you know what happens is there are 160 overs being bowled. The pitch has been beaten. So that's the reason I feel that tactics should change. But God knows what's happened on the center there. Charu, you were there for the toss. Tell us what happened.
At the Wankhede Stadium in our afternoon match, we're all set for day 5. Crunch time for the teams that haven't won yet. And we have one such team today. The 2 captains are out with me. Aditya Tare, representing Thane Strikers. And to his left, Surya Kumar Yadav, big stars both of the Triumph Knights. To his left, Mr. Sharad Hazare, one of the big stars of Mumbai cricket in 70s and 80s, a keeper. Arti Vaidya to his left, our match referee. And we got Meher, who is representing the Triumph Knights as our special guest. Okay, if you have the coin, sir, and Aditya, you will be calling. Let's go for it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's right, sir.
Heads.
Heads is the call, and Arti will help us once the coin does settle down.
It's heads. It's heads.
And heads it is. Aditya, there we go. Okay, 1 match won, 1 match lost. A pretty healthy situation, all things considered. And your form, fabulous. What are you going to do today?
So we're going to have a bowl first again.
Well, that's a pattern, isn't it? What do you expect from the pitch?
I think it's a good pitch. It just gets easier to bat on, I guess, as the game progresses. And again, a day game, so no dew factor coming in. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, and of course, there's the number of runs you don't want to chase. That's how I put it. So what would you like the opposition to be restricted to?
Well, it comes down to how we perform with the ball and the field. Hopefully, we can get them to as minimum as we can. That's the effort. I don't want to...
Well, thanks for the number.
Yeah.
Okay. Any changes?
We just got 1 change. We got Rakesh Prabhu coming in.
Okay, and what does he do?
He's a fast bowler.
All right, more fast bowling options. That's new, but good luck.
Thank you so much.
Surya, I mentioned halfway stage. 0-2, so a little bit of trouble in the ranks. First, your thoughts on batting first.
Actually, we need to be a little smart. I feel we player batted first on this wicket. I think maybe 10-15 runs short in the last 2 games. I just need that from our boys, and they've been doing really well. I feel a lot of good efforts on the field when we are defending it. Just maybe 10-15 runs more, and we'll be there.
All right, one man in your team's got a fabulous 90 in the first match, the skipper. But who's going to get the runs? Because that's where you're a little short, aren't you?
No, people are there. They're full of confidence, and I think they're backing their skills really well. And I would love to see everyone putting their hand up tonight in an important game and bail the side out.
When you're 0-2, sometimes changes are forced. But any changes in your team today?
Rightly said, there are a couple of changes. A fast bowler Mohit Awasthi comes in, and Kalpesh Sawant, Mrs. Puneet Tripathi comes in, and one new left-arm spinner comes in, Yash Dicholka, in place of Prasad Patil.
Listen, all of us know you can't afford another loss, so good luck today. Go for it. Out in the middle, first match, day 5. Aditya Tare wins the toss, and no surprises, he will bowl first. All right, we'll get through the teams, but very quickly, Milind, I don't think Aditya Thare was listening to you. He opted to bowl again. But let's deal with the team on the right first. Wag and Chikalikar, just about okay. Thare has been the standout performer, and Sarfaraz. And of course, later in terms of bowling, who's done well? Ankush Jaiswal is our hat-trick man. Survey Singh, they've all done reasonably well. Triumph Knights, of course, we talk about the team being in trouble. They haven't gotten off to a good start. Karan Shah, Parikshit haven't done that. Ghadi Gaonkar showed some ability. Yadav, More got some runs. Akash Parker can be the big game changer.
That's why I feel he should come higher. He's batting too low.
All right, of course, they've got a pretty decent bowling side as well. It's just surprising how they haven't won a game so far. But today may be the day, or let's just say today has to be their day. The Triumph Knights have to win, but it's going to be tough, as we know. And they will, of course, be batting first. Thank you, Milind Rege. Time for a break, and we'll be right back with the action.
It's time for Super Saturday. The defending champions still searching for their first win, taking on Aditya Thare's Eagle Thane strikers, who have won the toss and have chosen to bowl first, and which means Suryakumar Yadav's Knights will bat first. Once again, good way to welcome all of you. An even better way to welcome the umpires who have arrived at the Wankhede Stadium on this hot Saturday afternoon in this swanky new Skoda. It's a tough job for these umpires. Vinod Seshan, Bilin Bhatt. Good to see a decent crowd building up. We promised you we'll see a couple of exciting games. And cliched as it may sound, Super Saturday it will be. The fellows in yellow, the Eagle Thane strikers, led by Aditya Thare, featuring Sarfaraz Khan, who's also struck some form in the last game. Alpesh Ramjani, the all-rounder as well. And I'm sure the number of people at the stadium will only get better, bigger. It'll get louder, noisier. Right, the Triumph Knights have made 3 changes. Kalpesh Shekhar not playing. Of course, yes, Yash Dicholkar and Mohit Awasthi are now part of the squad. We're likely to see a changed opening lineup, since there is no Shekhar Thakur in this lineup, whereas the Eagle Thane strikers have brought in fast bowler Rakesh Prabhu. No place in the 11 for Balwinder Singh Sandhu. The Eagle Thane strikers won the toss and have elected to bowl first. 2 matches so far for the Knights. Couldn't manage to win the first time. They scored 147 for 6 versus the Akash Tigers. That was the opening game. And in the second game versus the Sober Supersonics, they managed only 143 for 8. Karan Shah has shown glimpses of hitting form, still searching for that big score. Is left-handed opening batsman Karan Shah. An opportunity for him when Shikhar Thakur is not in the lineup. It will be very, very interesting to see where Surya Kumar Yadav bats. Does he strengthen the top order by coming in at number 3? Sumit Gadigaonkar now opening the innings in the absence of Sumit Thakur. There was a bit of a mix-up between Gadigaonkar and the captain Surya Kumar Yadav in that first game. He's got starts. Needs to go for a big one today. Right, Krutik Hanagavadi will start the proceedings for the Eagle Thane strikers. Still chance for you guys to make a quick change to your Dream 11. If I were you, I'd have Aditya Thare in my Dream 11 side. Right, one slip in place. And Manish Batavia in the commentary box with the stalwart of Mumbai cricket, Milind Rege.
Straight away, first ball gone. Went for that square cut, didn't look at the swing. And a nice little sitter for Aditya Thare. What a start. Angavadi is essentially a boy who makes the ball move away from the left-hander. And a little bit of carelessness. Look at that, feet not in position. Went for that square cut away from the body. And a sitter to Aditya Thare. What a start.
Wicket at the first ball. Karan Shah back in the hut.
Select 6, right arm over, 5 to come, off.
A wicket off the first ball of the innings. Charu Sharma wants to call it the diamond duck. Go with it. Pitched up. Driven. Nicely done. Smooth shot. First boundary. It's going to be an eventful innings, looks like. Milind.
Actually, that's what is needed. Play straight because the ball is coming in. You've got to be watchful of how much swing there is. No bat lift, just punched it down the line. Look at that punch. There's no bat lift whatsoever, but a lot of power in that shot. Well played, Parikshit Valasankar.
Can't get straighter than that. Valasankar. It's an opportunity. As good as coming in to open the innings. Wicket at the first ball, Karan Shah back. It's now up to Valasankar and Gadigaonkar.
It's an interesting field placing. He's got a slip in spite of the ball coming in. See that? Slashed at it, not in position whatsoever. Pays the penalty for recklessness.
Just stood there. He would have needed a crane to get him back in the dugout. Karan Shah just couldn't believe what had happened. The ball was there to be hit. Went for it, but it's just one of those things, isn't it?
That's the way it should be played. Back foot straight. Because you don't know, Manish, how much the ball will move on a fresh wicket. Newly, just watered. A little bit of moisture in it. You've got to watch out. That's why they call opening batsmen opening, because they know exactly what the swing is meant to be played. Of course, this is T20 cricket, where no theories are in play. Just come and whack the ball. But you got to take that little care. Old-timer like me wants it that way.
Well, the toss-winning captain thought differently from you. You had another piece of advice. Oh, playing inside the line. He's watchful. While you said that you win the toss and bat first on this track, Aditya Thare thought otherwise. What could he be thinking?
That's what cricket is all about. Everybody thinks so differently, isn't it? I felt that the wicket is 160 overs old and it'll turn more. But I didn't know the composition of the side, how many spinners they have. That's the wicket that we're looking at. It's very dry. Absolutely. There is a roll on it, but it's very dry. Now look at these patches. Over here, there are boot marks. Nicely played again. Half volley, got the treatment it deserved.
Well, they've run 3 in what Milind Riga referred to as oppressive conditions. End of the over, 6 for 1.
माओ इसके लिए स्क्वायर लेगा ना हाँ कौशिक मिड विकेट कर वन लेग पीछे पीछे जा
So after an eventful first over, wicket at the first ball, Parikshit Valasankar hitting that gorgeous straight drive, finding some form, ran a couple very hard as well off that last ball after flicking it through mid-wicket. The Triumph Knights, the defending champions who haven't played like defending champions. Sagar Mishra, straight away, slow left arm. Good call.
Yeah, absolutely good call. That's why I felt that the side which has good spinners. Let's see how much turn there is actually. It will turn because of the moisture. And also Aditya Thare has kept that first slip, which means he expects the ball to turn. But he has to give it a tweak, cannot roll the ball.
Ghadi Gaonkar, a chance to open the innings. Shikhar Thakur dropped for this game.
Yeah, he must hit that middle and leg stump for the ball to go. Not on the off and outside, because if it turns, could perhaps hit the pad, which is all looking for. These doubts are created if there's a turn.
yes.
Happy to be watchful, just play it straight, keep it simple. They settle in nicely. He knows it's a terrific opportunity. It's the Saturday. A lot of people are going to watch this coverage at home or on Hotstar while on the move. IPL scouts, talent scouts watching as well.
Complete control. He's got a nice action. The length and line is good. And the skipper behind is saying, energy, fellows, energy.
Time for two, yeah.
That's what a captain does, and he's an experienced captain. Completely control of the sides.
It's got a long off waiting. Again, tries that lofted shot. Should be safe. Yes, it is. Enough time to run 2.
Quite dangerous. He played against the break. There you see him playing against the break. But landed in no man's land, really. Safe shot. Has to be careful with the turn. Watch the turn.
Right, so straight away change in field. The mid-wicket drops back. The long leg comes in. Long off stays. Unlikely to go across the line. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do, Milind.
He shouldn't at this stage at all. There's no need to.
Bold, yeah.
Nicely played. Nicely bowled.
2 gone, 8 for 1. A new look opening combination for the Triumph Knights. Khadi Gaonkar with an opportunity to open has taken his time to settle in. Parikshit Valasankar yet again playing inside the line. Milind, you know how competitive Mumbai cricket gets. We'll get to that in just a bit, but yes, this one.
This is what makes it difficult for the batsman, because essentially he's a bowler who makes the ball come in, and if it doesn't do that and goes straight, just follows the line, then the batsman is in difficulty, which is something that Jasprit Bumrah does, but that's a massive pace really.
Cut away, slashed hard, well-directed shot. Second boundary for Valasankar.
That is just cracked away into the point area. Short delivery, in position, and whack it goes. Super shot. There you see again, so short and so much room to play that shot. No fielder there. You can't bowl that delivery, son. Just gives it a whack.
Wonder what Karan Shah's thinking. He tried the same, couldn't connect. Classic example of hand-eye coordination from Parikshit Valasankar. He seems to have found his rhythm now. This time Fuller, slightly slower, works it away. Thank you very much, sir.
I like the term, works it away. It went like a rocket. That's what timing can do to you. Full juicy half full toss there. Trying for pace, and look at that. Just gave it the direction. Beautiful shot. Roll of the wrists and found that gap.
Better length, much better line as well. What's the power score here, Milind?
Well, from all games that we've seen, one needs to score at least 165 runs to make a match of it. Because, and the momentum that they need. At the moment, Parikshit Valasankar is batting beautifully, but I would think 160, 165 would be a good total to bowl at.
In the two games that the Triumph Knights have batted first so far, they've scored 147 and 143. Flicked it away, fine enough.
Useful 4 runs. Poor line, very poor line there. It's 4 for the take. Parikshit Valasankar is in good form. He's striking at 180. This kind of rhythm and momentum needs to be maintained till Surya comes out. Surya Kumar Yadav then starts batting the way he can and should, so that the responsibility can be shared by the others at the other end.
3 boundaries and now a single to finish the over. 21 for 1.
प्रभु लाइन वरच राहा.
Suryakumar Yadav, the most wanted among the Dream 11 top picks for this match. No surprise there. Sarfaraz Khan found form in that last game. Gorgeous looking half century it was. They've seen enough of Sagar Mishra. Now they'll start to use their feet to him. And Parikshit Valasankar is having a good game so far. Despite a couple of freebies that were offered to him, he was alert and ready to accept them and embrace them.
Yeah, he seemed to have got his form pretty early in the innings. Using his feet, using the short ball, driving well. He needs to bowl a little slower. There it is. Oh, a chance missed. He tossed the ball up, missed it. Aditya Thare just messed it up completely.
Ghadigaonkar down the track. The bowler altered his line. They should have been curtains. No, he tried that split. Lucky break for Ghadigaonkar. Much slower through the air this time. Works it away, takes a single.
That should have been easily taken by Tariq. Easy stumping, puffed up. Nicely tossed up. He tossed up beautifully. Beat him in flight. Aditya Thare. Let's have a look at the replay. See that? Oh, he was way out. Even now.
Slapped away. So elegant looking that the hand, the feet, everything just right.
Valasankar at his very best to add salt to the wound. A beautiful square cut. Look at his feet positioning. Goes deep into the crease, makes room, and hits the ball where it deserved to be hit.
Good sign, isn't it? When the feet are moving, you know the batsman's feeling right. He's in the zone. Thought about the second there. Changed their mind.
Parikshit Valasankar striking the ball beautifully today. Straight away started going for the shots, but played with a straight bat. That's important.
Now what Valasankar is doing is surely having a direct impact on how Suryakumar Yadav's feeling right now. Now imagine him coming into bat the 10th or the 11th over. He'll be a completely different player. Played uppishly. Not in control of that one, Ghadigaonkar. Got a reprieve. Gets two. Very well run. End of the over. 30 for 1. The Knights.
Bravo, mid on कर.
It's amazing how what happens on the field has such a direct impact on how the dugout's feeling. Suddenly they're like, oh, you know what? It could be our day. The mind plays funny tricks at times.
Yeah, the dressing room needs to be really comfortable, isn't it? When you see your batsman batting out in the middle. Another left-arm spinner, Ramjani. I wonder how many left-arm spinners he has. This is the second one. But it's a good ploy because the ball that goes away from the batsman is a difficult one to play.
But strange tactics. I'd like to know your views on this. Even for Sagar Mishra, Aditya Thare had a deep mid-wicket with the ball going away from the right-hander. Is that the right ploy? Wouldn't you have one slightly straighter, maybe at long on?
Well, that's the tactic of T20, that you must have one on the fence at mid-wicket. Because if there's a catch, if there's a miss hit, you can take it. Or else, at the most, you take a single. But the protection needs to be given now,
बहुत अच्छे अल्पेश शाबाश
because he's not going to play the ball straighter. He's probably going to pull the short ball, if at all it is short.
Right, will he bowl one flatter, shorter to Parikshit? Yes, shorter. There you are. Just what Milind Bege mentioned. There is protection. Is that a defensive move, you think?
Not in this format of the game. In this format of the game, the attacking moves are far too frequent, because you now see that there's no slip there. Oh, there is. There's no slip there. As a result of which, they've gone into the defensive mode. He's seeing to it that they're scoring the runs at a good pattern without really being in trouble. So now what Thane is doing is trying to block the boundaries. There are too many fours that have been hit in the previous few overs.
And in the process, offering singles, which are so easily available, especially on the onside. Like you saw on the previous delivery. There's a mid-on and a long and a square leg inside the circle. So vast open space, just like any Mumbai car does. Just work it away, nudge it nicely into a corner and run a single. Could almost walk a single here.
Probably take two. Why not? That gap at mid-wicket. There he goes again.
Big one! The first! Almost went in the first year of the Sachin Tendulkar stand. Valasankar has come here with a certain intent and is not shy of showing it.
Short, has all the time in the world, and look at that bat swing. Oh, what a follow-through that is. For a small man, he punches the ball pretty hard.
He knew there was a fielder at mid-wicket, was able to hit it straighter. Once again, shorter. Sign of an intelligent batsman. 40 for 1 after 5.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
There's rollicking innings has been the story so far. 40 for 1, of which 33 have come off Valasankar's bat. A missed stumping chance of Ghadi Gaonkar. Karan Shah got out of the first ball. So much has happened in 5 overs. So typical of T20 cricket.
Thane needs to re-strategize. Parikshit Valasankar very, very comfortable with his shot making. He's what I would call an all-rounder, really. Ghadi Gaonkar needs to quicken now. His strike rate is only 63, but he hasn't faced too many balls also. So one can't fault him at this juncture. Here comes the off-spinner.
This time he's straight. A lollipop on offer. Ghadi Gaonkar joins the party then. First boundary for him. He's been rather quiet. Not anymore.
Nicely followed the flight of the ball and took his time to step out. Beautiful. Got it on the half volley and hit it straight down at mid-on.
Ankush Jaiswal had a hat-trick against the Akash Tigers. It might just be a slightly different game today for him. Now, you've seen how the ball's behaved on this pitch for the first 5 overs. What's your prediction on the score?
Ball's behaved pretty well on these first 5 overs, isn't it? So at the end of the innings, we'll decide who's made the right decision. The point is how much it is spinning. It's not spinning at the moment at all.
Regular fare, stump to stump. Not much of a challenge for these batsmen who've grown up on a staple diet of this kind of spin bowling. Just checking Parikshit Valasankar's Instagram account, and the bio says, "Time will introduce me." On the leg.
These runs matter. It's an extra ball too.
Suddenly the strikers feeling the pressure of this very confident start by the Triumph Knights. One of the issues was that the Knights haven't played like defending champions. They hadn't so far, but today looks like a much different performance. They've gone back to the drawing board. They've thought about what they need to do. They came in with a changed opening lineup. They were ready to take those tough calls.
Stop it.
Rocks back.
Easy.
Nice looking shot for nothing.
He needs to know that he could play that shot a little late, so that if you play late, you can find that gap between point and cover. Don't try to hit it hard, just try and place it.
Bowling.
Easy. One more easy delivery to play, and he's worked it away. The shot was tried a little earlier in the over, but this time split that gap nicely to add 4 more to the score. 6 boundaries for Parikshit, 52 for 1 after 6. Well, this 24-year-old from Kalyan, Parikshit Valasankar, is doing the job for the Triumph Knights, Mumbai Northeast. And one feature of their 2 losses so far was Surya Kumar Yadav not getting enough support. Now that question has been answered by this 24-year-old. Ghari Gaonkar got a reprieve, a missed-stumping chance by captain wicketkeeper Aditya Thane. However, Milind, as we've seen throughout this tournament, it's the middle overs where things change. Somehow, the bandwagon seems to stop despite a good show in the power play. Time to press the reset button then for these two, or just keep going?
Oh, they can just keep going. I think they've got a good run rate of, say, 8.67. There's no need to rush anything. Go on the way you're batting. Don't do anything that is stupid, so that your captain comes into bat at a comfortable time, say around 10 overs, 12 or 11 overs, and takes charge. But this is a very good start for the Triumph Knights.
Let's take a look at the last ball of the last over. Right, long hop, worked it away nicely, didn't overhit it. Was more concerned about finding the right direction for the ball. Not slower through the air this time. The fields open up, clearly. There's a long on, a mid-wicket, a long leg, and a sweeper cover. It's a long off as well, so 5 on the boundary line. Third man, fine leg inside the circle. No slip in place. Singles are always available.
All the time in the world to play that shot. Ball is coming on nicely on the bat. In the earlier games, I personally felt that the wicket had a little bit of moisture in it. The dampness was not allowing the batsman to play shots. But the wicket has taken such a beating by now that at this juncture it looks good.
Lofted shot to the left of long off. Oh, well, oh, valiant effort there by Ankush Jaiswal. They've given 4 for it, but full marks for the effort.
Yeah, that was a great effort from the off-spinner, Ankush Jaiswal. There you see him giving a nice juicy half volley, but the footwork was absolutely brilliant. That's why he timed it so sweetly. A great effort there, but as things happen, everything doesn't go the way you want. Look at that effort. Beautiful half volley, elbows pointing upwards. Face open of the bat face open. Driven very strongly.
Delight for a purist like you. This time across the line, he's dragged it from the middle and leg stump. There's a fielder there. Slowly, Ghadigaonkar is feeling better. His scoring rate is now over 100, strike rate. But let's see what Parikshit Valasankar's approach is now. The power play overs are gone. Down the track, plays it straight. Will that lead to his downfall? Yes, it will. Once again, that story. A shot that was not called for. Why would you do this after having done all the hard work? Allowing the opposition a foot in the door. 7 gone, 59 for 2. Twist in the tail.
He's playing so well. Why did he have to restrict that shot? He should have gone all the way to lift it. A nice little sitter. He needs to be disappointed just when it was not needed.
Thirteen out of 24, 59 for 2 the Knights. Squandered it away, Parikshit Valasankar. He looked good for a really big innings. And Surya Kumar Yadav, after that start during the power play, would have thought, I'm going to chill under the shade in the dugout, have a little cool drink, and maybe I'll go into bat in the 12th or the 13th over. But, well, called in much earlier, thanks to Parikshit Valasankar's, may I call it a brain fade moment. Milind Rege not happy at all, squandered it away.
Because he had a big score for the taking, because he was batting beautifully, wasn't beaten, hitting the ball all along the ground and most times, finding his touch, finding the timing, and then he had no need to chuck it away. You go for the swing, go the whole hog, don't stop. You cannot chip that ball when the batsman is on the fence. But this is a good opportunity for Surya Kumar Yadav because he's had quite a bit of waiting period, shall I say. Nicely run.
Rakesh Prabhu, part of the starting 11 today. And that was the wicket. That was the brain fade moment. Didn't go through with the shot, did he?
He should have gone through with that shot. Probably would have timed it better.
No room for half measures in this sport. However, it's back in the heart. Surya Kumar Yadav hit a 90 not out in the opening game of 56, 4 boundaries and 7 sixes. His team needs a repeat act today. Straight away showing his experience, dropping it short, soft hands, runs a quick single. They were 52 after the power play, and suddenly, once a wicket falls, things just change.
Because you've got to start all over again. Surya Kumar Yadav will have to at least look at 4-5 balls. And then the momentum is broken.
Keeping it simple, Rakesh Prabhu replaced Balwinder Singh Sandhu in the lineup today.
The tall bowler is an experienced bowler. Always does well in the shorter format of the game. Tall man comes and hits the deck hard. Accurate. Has played a lot of years of cricket in Mumbai.
Shot wide, It's got cover. There's a sweeper. Will cut it off. Not before they run two very quickly. You used the word oppressive to describe the conditions. Was that deliberate or is that how you felt?
It is oppressive, really. It's hot. I guess after sitting in this air-conditioned comfort, to do that stint in the morning is difficult. But your enthusiasm defeats you sometimes.
And the love for the sport, which is what's very evident in the fans who've turned up for this first game. 3:30 p.m. start. And I'm sure many, many more will trickle in as we go along. The second game for tonight, the Sobo Supersonics, led by the 23-year-old Jay Bista, taking on the Akash Tigers, led by Dhaval Kulkarni, also featuring Arjun Tendulkar.
Nicely bowled with a slightish round arm. That's the variation which some of these experienced short format of the game bowlers have. It's amazing how many tricks they do with the ball, isn't it? I cannot imagine a knuckle ball, you know. Where do they get that power for the knuckle ball?
Erring in line will be punished. 4 more down the leg side. Ball given by the umpire off the bat, clearly 68 for 2 after 8. Let's take a look at Atul, the Atul project's run graph. If you look at this graphic, it looked like they started with South Mumbai and suddenly they are in a relatively smaller part of the city. These lines will look like they will only get smaller if Surya Kumar Yadav and Ghadi Gaonkar aren't able to keep the same momentum going. Change in the commentary box. Milind Rege takes a bit of a breather. In comes Charu Sharma.
Yeah, thanks, Manish. Just about those skyscrapers. A wicket off the very first ball can be a little daunting to the batting side. A diamond duck, as we said, for Karan. And the first 2 overs, therefore, didn't produce very much. But their overall power play score wasn't too bad at all. Yadav here can just boss over the bowling. That's his caliber. But even he might want to just take it easy and allow Ghadi Gaonkar the bulk of the strike to begin with. That's the boundary of the last ball of last over, just drifting down leg. And Aditya Thane looked at the bowler not with much love at that point of time, saying you can't drift down leg. What are we supposed to do? Where should we place the field? But in all of this, Ghadi Gaonkar has done well. Slightly shaky start, should have been stumped by Aditya Thane, but he's still there. Big sweep, it could go straight to hand. And a juggle and finally taken. Ghadi Gaonkar likes the sweep, but it's a dangerous shot. Straight to deep square. Bit of a juggle there. But Surya Kumar Yadav will not be pleased. Triumph Knights in a little bit of trouble now. 3 gone.
And that once again will mean 2 new batsmen at the crease in the middle overs. It's been a regular feature at the T20 Mumbai. Why on earth would you play that shot when it's going so well? You've done all the hard work. A bit of a juggle. I was trying to get too cute there, Aishwarya Surve. Thank God he finished it well. Ghadi Gaonkar, after all the hard work, goes for 24. The Knights, the champions, 69 for 3. How much does Surya Kumar have to do? One more wicket falls when it shouldn't have. Ghadi Gaonkar did all the hard work. Got his eye in and then played a bad shot to bring Karan More on strike. And they'll have to rebuild the innings. We're only in the 9th over. Charu, how does one explain what just happened?
Yeah, well, you know, some people just like the sweep, and he played it a couple of times earlier as well. And you just have to ensure that you keep it down, or are you going for maximum? Now, he had too much to reach. He misread that. Caught it well from the sweet spot, part of the bat, and that was a part of the trouble because it went straight to deep square leg. So the sweep's kind of shot that you have to really understand. What are you trying to do with it? Because you know there's a deep square. Are you the kind that will clear the boundary easily? Here's the catch again, a juggle, and the last one was just for effect. There we go, pops it up, you know, for the crowd. But so if you're going to sweep straight to the man in the deep, it's not going to help. Are you an expert at keeping the sweep down? Can you roll your wrists over it all the time? Then it's okay.
Oh, bold, yeah.
The only good news here for Triumph Knights, amidst all this carnage, is the fact that their big scoring men are at the crease. They're new, yeah, so they'll take some time. But Surya here, the boss man, got 90, and then More in the previous match got 55. So that's good news. He'll carry that confidence through.
One feature of a good broadcaster is that he remembers the numbers. I need to keep looking at my notes. 9 overs gone, 71 for 3. So, Karan More, Surya Kumar Yadav, men who have scored runs in this tournament, the T20 Mumbai, yet searching for their first win. When Ghadi Gaonkar and Parikshit were going all guns blazing, everyone's eyes lit up saying, hang on, now they're looking like the champions that they have been. And once again, the same story. Somehow, Surya Kumar Yadav's utility is a talking point because they're not allowing him to explore the way he'd like to. Imagining him coming into bat over number 12, 13, the license to thrill and kill would have been so much more dangerous.
Yeah, well, had they gone on well, he may not have come in at all. So, you know, I mean, you can't dictate when you might come in. And I suspect this is not bad for Triumph Knights nor for Yadav that he's come in pretty quickly. So at this point of time, he's content to just push the ball around because Ghadi Gaonkar was there doing well. But the bowlers, of course, have more or less delivered for Eagle Thane strikers. Particularly Sagar has done well. Ramjani picked up a wicket, but Kritik's been a little expensive. And, altogether, the bowlers haven't been fabulous because they've been taken for runs. It's just that the batsmen have given their wickets away when they were well set. Survey comes in for the first time.
Shot and wide, played off the back foot. Beauty, stood tall. Looked so classy, that shot. And this is the magic of the captain, Surya Kumar Yadav. He's played T20 cricket, high-pressure T20 cricket for the last 2 months. Showed it once again.
Yeah, upish. So you can see that he was a little apprehensive. Is that going to go to hand? But extra cover was had no time to react. That went about 5 feet to his right, but it went like a rocket. So no chance there. And wonderful measured shot of the boss.
Once again, this time cut away, deliberately played that shot. There is a fielder there. Happy with a single.
Good work by the third man, Kritik, because he came rushing into his left, not his natural side, picked up well and threw in well. And just the act of picking up cleanly is what deters the second, because Yadav could have easily taken it. Mind you, twos are always more difficult for the afternoon match, especially the team batting first, because it's kind of hot in there and you don't want to exhaust yourself because every once in a while you're slightly tired, you want to hit the big shot, don't time it well, gone.
More edge, no slip, this should be 4. It's proven to be a good over, not so good for Aishwarya Surve. Karan More, lucky break. That seemed half deliberate, Charu.
Well, obviously not. He wasn't planning to go that fine, but there was a definite attempt of a cut there, and in the third man region, he was settled for 1 the way he was playing, but that's a 3-run bonus. Oh, the test drive, the new Skoda. You like this car, I like this car. Let's go get this car. 6-year warranty, 4-year insurance. What more do you want? Peace of mind, and you'll get it with that car.
Once again, uppishly played, not in control.
But that's the shot he wanted to play the last ball as well. The third man, easy single, and it came off rather fine. But this time, he did exactly what he wanted to do the previous ball, but he'll take that boundary for sure.
So 52 off the first 6. They seem to have quietened a little bit, but this over has been good so far. 10 of the over, 2 boundaries. One a gorgeous back foot punch, the other through third man, slightly streaky.
You know what's strange is the Surya hasn't bowled badly. Good line, decent length. Again, bowling to his field. Should be just the one. Will they take the second? Off the throw from the deep, they probably will. Well, that one was particularly short, but Surya is bowling to his field, and you know the captain can't argue. That one boundary off the edge was not planned, and Surya, of course, is the boss. So he could also have been out at extra cover. Just went about 5 feet to his right.
The run rate at this point, 8.44. They'll be happy with it. They would have taken it at the start of the game, but 3 down. That's the big concern.
Yeah, it is. But with Yadav and More there, I think they've got the bulk of the innings left. They could still get to a pretty big total. At the halfway stage, just a single. Yadav will settle for that. 84 for 3 at the halfway stage. We think they can get to maybe 170, 75 as we take a drinks break. Thoroughly deserved in the heat.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
Surya Kumar Yadav and Karan More in an effort to rebuild the innings, which looked like it was cruising. And then a couple of stutters, the wickets of Ghadi Gaonkar, stopping them a little bit. But at this stage, they're going nicely at 8.4, thanks to the hard work that Parikshit Valasankar did. These two on crease have hit 1 half-century each. They miss.
Well, so easy to edge a cut, and Thane was right there. Good delivery. Not that short. And eventually, Yadav had to reach for it. Ramjani's bowled well.
A certain predictability to a few bowling lineups. So many left-arm spinners. Not enough leg spinners. I'm a little biased towards watching leg spin bowling.
It's difficult to find quality leggies or wrist spinners because it's such a potentially unrewarding skill, because you know the chances that you get it wrong, too full or too short, with the wrist spin is much more than with left arm. Because left arm spinners can just bowl on that coin day in, day out with a blind on their eyes. I mean, it's just such a lovely fluid art. You might say, why not right arm off spin? But it's just not the same somehow.
Short. For a moment, it looked like he thought of playing it across the line, but went through that shot on the offside. Maybe introduce some Shane Warne videos and Anil Kumble videos in school, in those AVED classes.
It's just a rare art to get really good at wrist spin. I mean, as an art, of course, there are a lot of leggies, but the reason we don't have too many is that they get taken for plenty. This time he does get it away. Will they think of the two? They could chance his arm. But like I said, the hot part of the day, most of them are playing safe. Good throw in.
Just on the leg spin conversation, maybe Rashid Khan's success will inspire more youngsters. Who would have thought an Afghanistan leg spin bowler will be ruling the roost at the biggest T20 competition in the world?
They've got some good spinners for sure. We talk about leg spinner of Rashid. Even Mohammad Nabi, the off spinner, half the time, of course, he bowls seam up. Is very, very good. 88 for 3.
I've heard stories of legends. Legends who changed the game forever. Of gods who rained down storms from their bats. Stories etched in gold, made from sweat, blood, and tears. Today, I stand where they once stood. There are many more stories left to be told here at the MCA. I hope you're listening.
The Triumph Knights going at 8 in over. At one stage, it looked like they were set for 200, but so often this format deceives us.
Yeah, Manish, just a quick reference to the film we saw made by the Mumbai Cricket Association. It was, just great to see that they recognize where effort is needed. Of course, T20 Mumbai, great idea. Or should we say, the idea is not new, but I'm glad that they got to execute it. In fact, a big thank you to Probability Sports for partnering MCA and all the rest of the sponsors and others, and particularly those who come to see the matches. Spectators, thank you very much. You make the game. And as we've been saying, this is Super Saturday. Many more in already in the shadier part of the ground, but also great to see kids in here. And that was what the MCA film was all about, to inspire the kids to take to the game, see their heroes in action, and carry on this fabulous tradition of cricket in Mumbai.
A bunch of kids there in their cricket whites. Also, thanks to Mr. Kader Makhani of Probability Sports. They've gifted T20 Mumbai branded whites to Kanga League playoff teams, about 46 teams.
And to the commentary team. Not whites, but blues. So we're pretty happy to wear Mumbai T20. Yeah?
Nice looking.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And I'm glad they found my size, which is usually a problem. Fantastic.
Well, yeah, and also it's the weather for it. So I'm glad to be wearing Mumbai T20 League shirts. But you're right about Probability Sports also supporting the leagues and sending at least T-shirts if nothing else. Tried to go big, luckily for him. Didn't go to hand because that was not timed too well by More.
And all those Kanga League players who got those T20 Mumbai branded T-shirts, come on, wear them. Come to the Wankhede and see some of the big stars, some of the new up-and-coming rising stars of Mumbai cricket. Possibly stars for the Mumbai Indians, maybe India someday in action.
It's on the mind of every single youngster who picks up a bat or ball. I'm going to play for India someday. Now, of course, there are a couple of other... Oh, what did he do? Surya! Did you really need to do that? I don't think that's his go-to shot, and he's so cross with himself for attempting it and, of course, for missing it.
Look clumsy. Not the kind of shot a batsman of Surya Kumar's caliber should play, because he's got enough shots in front of the wicket. Why would you try that?
Well, I mean, we were obviously being very critical because he missed it completely. And had he gotten it, might have been a 4. But, yeah, it just seems so needless because, you have what? Oh, yeah. Alpesh, is it? Oh, well done. You guys are organized. Much better. That's the thing. Well, I was just talking about the fact that there are, 12 overs left now. 8 overs, beg your pardon. And 8 into, should we say, 9-ish, 10-ish would almost give you 80 runs. So that would mean 170. And in light of all of that, why play that inventive... because all of those shots, by the way, those inventive shots, a large percentage of them are predetermined. You can't say, short, what do I do? No, you predetermine it. And of course, you can get into a big tangle if you don't pull it off.
Nicely played away through the square region. But patience is such an underrated virtue. More than that, 12 gone, 92 for 3. Look at the bowling card of the Eagle Thane strikers. Ramjani has been the most impressive so far, kept it simple, just 17 off his 3. Ankush Jaiswal, the hat-trick man. The only over that he's bowled so far has been expensive. So is Survey. Didn't bowl a bad over, but went for a couple of boundaries there.
Yeah, but the new man into the 11, Prabhu, hasn't done too badly. Just given away his economy rate of 6.5, not bad. And I was a little surprised at the toss when Aditya Thare said we've got one change and we've got a medium pacer in. Of course, it may be medium pace for medium pace, but normally teams, especially in this opening match, would like to stuff themselves full of spinners.
Even the Knights have got a pacer in for Kalpesh Sawant, the off-spinner. Mohit Awasthi finds a spot in the playing 11 today.
Yeah, I just think that the spinners, especially lefty spinners, because they're so tight, and if they can avoid going down leg, just tie up the batsman, and then it's all up to the batsman because you're giving them no pace. It's up to them to try and hit you big, and that's where I think Parikshit, couldn't, because then you have to say, all right, I'm tired of these singles. It's not getting us anywhere. I'm going to get adventurous. And just a hint of a spin, or maybe the straighter on the armour. Lefty spinners are so dangerous.
Sagar swept it. Such a controlled shot. We saw a wicket off a similar shot, and the difference is a player of Suryakumar Yadav's caliber was able to control it and keep it down.
Well, like I said, there's an art to sweeping, and if you don't have that art, don't play that shot. But there we go again. Well extended, but more importantly, look at his wrists rolling over. Once you have the ability to roll over the wrists with the right timing, you're not in any danger. I still think that why play that shot when it's going to get you 1?
This time pulls it away, but he's found the gap. Well done, uppish, but effective.
He knew exactly what he was doing. It was a short arm pull, so a late decision. But he's a strong man, that's for sure. And once you clear the man inside the ring at mid-wicket, it was dropped short. And that bat speed was terrific to see from More. I wonder he got that fine 55 earlier on. No chance for deep mid-wicket to run around or for long on.
So important to meet the ball at the right spot, to hit it where you want to. Hit that in front of square, that previous shot that went for 4. Now let's compare what Ghani Gaukar did and that sweep shot by Suryakumar Yadav. We'll try and put that back to back for you in just a bit.
So very quickly for Sagar, we've got additional cover, long on, deep mid-wicket and deep square. They've kind of changed positions a bit. You might notice that the mid-wicket has disappeared from inside the circle. So easy singles or maybe 2s there, but you don't want to put the ball in the air now. And instead, of course, well fielded in the covers, went hard. Surya can hit the ball really hard. He's disappointed. He didn't pierce the gap.
Charo, the sound, attack. I could hear it not through my earpiece, but like straight away, right in front of us. Attack. Beautiful.
Tak, tak, tak.
Hashtag Ekdam Mumbai. This time, Average just worked away on the onside of that shot delivery. Now then, let's take a look at the difference between Suryakumar Yadav and Ghani Gaukar.
Well, it's virtually the same shot. Left leg well extended, catching the ball well in front. But he caught the ball a little early. And look at Yadav, the rolling of the wrist. They end up at the same position. But Yadav was well aware that I don't want to play this in the air.
You think Ghani Gaukar reached too far? It wasn't in his range. Is that why he wasn't in control? More on that. 13 gone, 99 for 3.
Well, we were talking about the sweep, Manish, and there are a few conventional thoughts there. One, of course, is much easier for shorter batsmen to sweep because the center of gravity is so much lower. But when you go down for the sweep, it's much easier. For taller people, it gets really difficult because they have to go much further down. However, Surya Yadav is an ideal height. So, of course, he's much taller than Ghadigaonkar. And so Ghadigaonkar had to reach a lot more anyway because he was shorter. And Surya Yadav had to reach less because he's just taller. But for even taller batsmen, the sweep just becomes a very dangerous shot because it's difficult to bend down to that level and still see the ball well.
I remember Andy Flower continuing to sweep the Indian spinners and found so much success on one of those tours. 100 for 3, they've hit the century mark. Right, 7 more. That's 41 deliveries left. 70 more, 80 more, maybe 90 if Yadav gets going.
Well, exactly. It's all a question of wickets because I don't think I have too many impact batsmen hereafter. And I say that with due respect. So if these two guys can stay, they don't have to go big now. They can delay that. They can go big after the 15th or 16th. But if they lose a wicket now, it could all go south.
So say a wicket falls after the next 2 overs, bring Akash Parker up the order.
Well, thanks for the reminder. Did I say they don't have impact batsmen? Parker can turn any match around. So let me take that back. But even, you know, when they come a little late, it's a hit and miss. And, you know, if you miss, then too bad for the team. Thank you again for being here at the Wankhede. Give your friends a call. Tell them there's still a few seats left, just. But I think these two are very capable. Yes, Parker can hit the ball a very, very long way. But so if any one of these two can't go along, for instance, let me take Surya here is batting only at 100. He'll go big soon, Surya, because he knows Parker's in there. But when to go is obviously something that's not easy to gauge. And you have to constantly be in touch, communication with the other batsmen, with the rest of the think tank to say, okay, when? And I'm sure they've decided that if we have wickets in hand, the last 5 are good enough. And right now you're only in the 14. So they have about 9-10 balls to still not panic. And then they'll have to think twice and say, well, we need to go big because Parker's there.
Right, when to go big. It's a subject that I'm hoping MS Dhoni will write a book on someday once he hangs his boots, and maybe Virat Kohli as well, as far as one-day cricket is concerned. That'll still be about at least 10 years away, I'm guessing. Want to see a lot more of Virat Kohli. These kids want to see a lot more of him. Big, big World Cup coming up. Will be live and exclusive on the Star Sports Network.
When to go big. Now's a good time. Will it be caught? Yes, he should be. 2 yards inside the boundary line. I did suggest a couple of deliveries ago that Surya Yadav was in a bit of a hole with his strike rate. Didn't catch it well. And Ankush has struck. This is the big one.
Clearly now was not the right time, or maybe the execution left a lot. Oh, Surya Kumar, the big fish back in the hut. A foot in the door for the opposition.
Yeah, he looks at his bat. He did catch the toe end of it. Otherwise, of course, he's strong enough to clear it easily. However, I think Eagle Thane strikers will be rejoicing that part of the threat is over as Yadav goes for 22. It's 103 for 4.
सिद्धांत अभी आ जाए इधर मिड विकेट आ जाएगी सागर ऊपर ही रहे
So here he is, the impact man for Triumph Knights. Now, he hasn't done too much in the 2 innings so far, but here's an opportunity with 6 overs and a ball to go. Last ball of Ankush is over. And Parker will probably get a single and keep the strike. Not going to blame Surya for getting out, for trying to go big, but we'll get back to that. 14 gone, it's 104 for 4. Moore is still there on 17. And Parker now. Well, do they have Vinayak and Tripathi who may also be able to hit big, but really it's once again down to this last pair to make sure that they reach a level of safety, which could be, well, not safety, but a competitive total could be 160-65. And they have 6 overs to get about 60 runs. I'm now joined by Milind Rege. Milind, still hope for Triumph Knights, although it's always sad to see the back of Surya Yadav.
I think Surya looked a bit loose today. He looked tired also today. I don't know why. But maybe because of the amount of cricket he's played, maybe because of the responsibilities on his shoulders just to carry on. But he did. He looked very listless to me today, Charu.
There he is, off the off spinner. You can't blame him. It was in the slot, but he got the bottom inside edge of the bat. And otherwise, of course, he can clear the boundary easily. So just a function of, as you said, maybe a shade less than 100% physically.
If you look at the new batting, Akash Parker is expected to play a big innings this time. He's capable of big shots. 9 matches, 161 runs, and he's come at the right time. The strike rate, which is excellent, 179. 10 sixes, best of 82.
An impact player for sure, although having just walked in, especially to lefty orthodox, may want to take it a little easy. Yeah, well done. Good delivery. Ramjani's bowled very well. He's into his final over. 1 for 20 so far, so any day, any time. That's a fabulous spell. Of course, 3 balls still to go.
Charu, unfortunately, I got the feeling. Let's have a look at this ball first. There was nothing in the wicket for the batsman. Every single batsman, I think, has thrown it away.
Without question. You mentioned that point earlier about the pitch probably being much better for batting. There we go. Off the very first ball, a diamond duck. And then jumping out, checking his shot. Easy for long off. Didn't have to move an inch. Struck it pretty hard into cover. We'll get a quick look at the other wickets as well. And Ghadi Ghaukar just swept it straight into deep square legs hands. He didn't have to do much except juggle a bit and show his juggling prowess. But again, he threw it away. And then, of course, Surya Yadav didn't quite catch it. So, you're right. I mean, there seemed to be no devil in the pitch for sure.
They'll have to notch up to 160 to stay in the hunt, really. Because with the way the form is, all singles at this stage.
15 gone now, 5 left. It's 110 for 4.
They'll need to...
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
And time may begin running out now because this is the last 5 overs. They have 6 wickets to play with, but these 2 are the key. So for me now, Morey should realize that Parker can hit the ball thrice as long as him, and maybe just a quick single if it's a good delivery. Take the single. Yes, and Parker comes in. That's what we want for Triumph Knights. Watch the fireworks, boys. Off spinner with Parker there. Slight flight, or if the ball is somewhat in the slot, if it's foolish, Parker will go for it. I have no doubt.
And Parker should go for it, because once he gets into that rut of taking singles in the first few balls, you know, you temperamentally don't want, you're not prepared to hit it.
Okay, long on must be wondering, is it going to come my side? Not yet.
This is a difficult batting position, really, because some wickets have gone. You've got only 5 wickets to go. You want the runs to come, but you need to take 5 or 6 balls to just feel the pace of the pitch.
Yeah, maybe a decision between these 2 batsmen to allow more of the strike, because he's been there longer. Inventive, overshot fine, that should be a boundary. That's what we expect from these 2. Morey to be inventive, is much the smaller man, and Parker to be explosive.
Yeah, that was great work. Sometimes I wonder whether the bowler cannot see what he's trying to do. Now look at him, he's gone right out before the ball is even delivered, and still he could have probably pitched it right up.
Yeah, sometimes a little difficult to readjust. Ball toss, and that's up in the air, could be taken. No, falls just short. Brave run there, and almost missed it because of the spin. But More it is who'll feel that he didn't quite capitalize on that full toss.
Yeah, I think he should have hit it straight probably, open the face of the bat. And that's where it's difficult to hit, because once you open the face of the bat for a full toss, your timing is going to go awry.
2 balls to go. Full toss again behind the bowler. That should be 4. 1 bounce and gone. Once again, More may be a little disappointed, thinking, a little more and could be a 6. But yeah, I did know that Ankush was going to be targeted by these two. More by More this over than by Parker.
That's beautifully hit. I've always maintained that the straight shot is the best shot, really. It's safe, there's no fielders over there. There he comes out, almost takes it on the full, and plays it beautifully towards the vacant straight area.
Okay, 12 runs off it. You can see the stress on young Ankush's face. A hat-trick one day and tonked the next. 1 ball left. What will More do? Goes round the wicket, Ankush. And More is smart, just works it around for a single. 13 off the over, that's what they need. It's 123 for 4 after 16. The tall buildings of Atul projects. Here are the skyscrapers. So 13, 13, 13. That's a lucky number today, isn't it, for Triumph Knights? The only problem is the 4 wickets they've lost. And now, of course, there's no reason to hang back and take it easy. They've got, what, 6 wickets in the bag. They've got only 4 overs. And not that you need to throw your wickets away, but you need to be a little less concerned. This pair doing pretty well. Partnership 20 from just 13 deliveries, and More is showing his innovative side, his private little 360. 32 from 22 as Kritik comes in for his 3rd over. Tries to go big, doesn't quite catch it. It might even, no, won't go for a boundary, but they'll take 2. More trying to go over the cow corner, didn't quite catch it from the inside part of the bat.
I think now is the time to press the pedal. They've got to go for at least 10 for every over. They must get that target to stay in the hunt, to stay in the match. Otherwise, this match is so crucial for them. If they lose it, they're out of the entire competition.
True. It's crunch time. And More looks one more time at the field around him. Long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. So if he goes big on the leg side, it better be over the boundary. He doesn't go big. Smart. Parker can go big, we know. And he might not be too concerned about these fielders on the boundary, Parker.
That's smart cricket from More. He knows he's got to give the strike to Akash Parker. And Akash Parker, I think, should start now. He's been at the crease for quite some time now.
Well, mid-off is in. So he has that as an opportunity. Mid-off over long off, or maybe extra cover if he can find space. Delicate. I wonder what Akash Parker is saving himself for. Perhaps the last 2 overs, maybe a team call saying, More, you're going along so well. I'm not going to throw it away. I'm just going to wait. You go ahead. All yours. Pehle aap.
It's a nice, straight, slower delivery. Discussions in the dugout about what's the right score.
Oh, he may not have had enough, so that should be safely taken. Oh! Did he spill it? He slipped a bit. And More is just phenomenally lucky. He wants another bat, but that was a little embarrassing. Kalpesh Ramjani bowled so well, but when it came to the crunch, that was off the outer edge. And More would have had his heart in his mouth, but Ramjani slipped. I don't know why, though. His weight fell backwards, maybe because of that.
Oh, that's a beautifully flicked shot. Is he going to try for two? I think they should make an effort, Charu, to run the first one hard.
I go with that completely. I was talking about the heat, but and because of that, maybe we're not seeing too many twos. But this stage of the tournament, we have to go quickly. And that's the drop again. Look at the slip. And, well, I don't know whether to be generous or not, but that was a critical miss. It might make a 20, 30 run difference even.
Yeah, the man is set. I think such catches have to be taken. Once again, short delivery, hit away.
Almost tragic for Ramjani. And More says, well, if you're going to miss me, I'm going to give you another opportunity. Again, a bit of a wobble. And Ramjani would be so relieved that he took that catch on second attempt. However, More, giving him catching practice, went straight for him again.
Short one, hit it by the... I think it hit his toe into the bat. And Ramjani, he's more than made up for the earlier ball lapse.
So it won't really cost Ramjani or their team too much. 36 from 26, striking at 140 almost. 129 for 5.
$129 for 5. Or he didn't have the power, played well, but he should have carried on. But now's the time for Akash Parker to go all out and play his shots.
Yeah, just, I mean, who are we to... It's so much easier to talk from the commentary box, but just a tip for More, because he doesn't seem to be able to clear the boundary at will. Maybe he's better served at keeping the ball along the ground. Let's take a look at that again. Yeah, he'd walked across. He knew he wanted to go leg, and maybe didn't catch the best part of the bat, but it was a pretty effective pull. Just, either you hit it along the ground or you hit it way over. Give it lots of elevation.
It also was a change of pace. The ball didn't come onto the bat. He bowled a slow one.
Well, they did change, and you got a new over going on. After 17 is 129. So Survey comes back. 13 runs in his first over. New man in, Tripathi. Also looks to be a pretty fit, strong boy. But right now, it's all up to Akash Parker to provide the rapid acceleration they need. And straight behind the bowler. Well done. No! Is that run out? That would be tragic. Well done, Survey. Palmed the ball up, kept his wits about him, got to the ball again. And I wonder if Tripathi had time to get back. Dive. He did dive.
Just made it. Looks like he's made it. No, he's short. You can see that the line belongs to the umpire.
Well, he's well short, actually, so that's a clear decision of OUT for me. Red should be the figure. Yeah, red's the color. And what a shame for Tripathi. Playing no part in this match, batting-wise. It's always very disappointing when this happens. Distressing even, but we'll have to give full marks to Survey for keeping his wits about him.
Yeah, that's brilliant cricket. Look at the stop. Full length in the air and such a great reflex action. Absolutely brilliant. That wicket belongs to the bowler, really.
129 for 6. Well, it's becoming even more important now for Akash Parker to fire. More gone, Tripathi gone without any addition at all. One feels for him. Prabhu's done well, the new man in today. 2 overs and 13. I wonder if he'll get another over. He probably should. Ankush may not get another, 1 for 30. And of course, Ramjani outstanding with the ball, although with the catching, 50-50. Sagar also very well done, 1 for 25 from his 4. Kritik may get another after this. Parker wanted to go big, but again couldn't get underneath the ball. Good bowling by Survey, nice and full.
This is simply brilliant. The shot played, look at the upward jump. Watches the ball all the way and flicks it onto the stumps. Just falling short. It's amazing how batsmen go, the runners go so far away to take that single.
Well, true. I mean, it's become a bit of a bad habit for a lot of the non-strikers. 4 balls in this over to go. Ah, is that wide? Yeah. It wasn't such a bad idea. Just missed the line, maybe by a couple of inches.
But yet, just a single in that over. It's a super over. Let's see what he's tried. Yeah, way down the line. Trying to push the ball towards the off stump, so that because the batsman is stepping out to drive, trying to deprive him of that, but goes just off the target.
Yeah, full and wide outside off is always going to be a terrific delivery anytime, certainly at the death. Parker still has opportunity. 4 balls to go. Oh, full toss, low full toss, and Parker again cannot capitalize. So we'll have to say Survey is right on the mark. Knows that if Parker can get underneath the ball, is going to sail over the boundary line. And that now brings the new man in, Vinayak, a lefty. What can he do? Can he disturb the line and length of Survey? 10th match, not too many runs. Vinayak Bhoyer, very good lefty off, lefty spinner. Strike rate also not the one that the dugout might depend too much on.
Maybe the best thing is for him to take that single. Maybe it's, yeah, he's got another 2 balls for Parker to play then.
Well, I'm sure Aditya Thane knows that, and he's trying to bring the field in. There's still gaps. I don't know whether it should be even more attacking, because Bhoyer is new, not the best bat. Get a couple more fielders into the ring, even though you're allowed 5 outside. Bring 1 more. And I think he is. This is good thinking. Thare brings in the square leg. There's a short fine. There's a man at backward point in the covers. Not 5, only 4. Yeah, maybe long off should have come in as well, and that would not have been a single. Too late, of course. Now, Parker again.
Let's see what he does. I feel that he should go deep into the crease. A little bit unconventional. And then try to hit it straight. By staying put at the same position, the Yorker ball is going to be a difficult one to play. And at this point, Charu is not striking the ball well.
No, he's not. A little sluggish. So either, as you said, go deep into the crease, or give him the charge with something to disturb Survey. Again, couldn't get underneath it. So well bowled Survey, full and wide outside off. He continues to be excellent in this over. And yeah, there is a chip off that bat that's damaged. So Akash may get a new bat, and I hope some new thought as well, because he needs to move around a bit and disturb Survey. It's too late in this over. Only 1 ball left. Look at that. Big chip.
Yeah, like you say, they need to move around. These huge, heavy bats. There's no problem. He'll get another 5 of them from the maker.
Okay, last ball of a fabulous over. Only 4 off it. The 18th. And Bhoyer will get a single and keep the strike, which Triumph Knights may not have wanted. 18 gone, 1-3-4 for 6.
About 24 more in the next 2 overs should do the trick.
Score the maximum 6s. Surya still leads along with Sujit Nayak. Yeah, there's going to be a fabulous battle to get the maximum 6s, but I think Nayak is probably favoured as far as I'm concerned, because he can clear the boundary so easily. Herwarkar and Kanapurkar not bad at all. Sairaj Patil, big hitter of the ball, and Ronak Sharma played a wonderful innings for which included those 4 6s. Surya Yadav unfortunately unable to add to that 7 earlier today. Trying to, but was 2-3 yards too short. Okay, so what's going to happen now? Who's going to bowl this? Krutik, as we said, has 1 over left, and he's bowled pretty well. There he is. What's he done so far, Krutik?
Right over.
2 for 25. Excellent spell so far. And because of the way Triumph Knights are going, he might be able to add to that tally. Bhoyer, take a single. Anywhere. Tap it down, take a single, get Parker on. Run. Go for it. Yeah. Nice diving stop at extra cover.
Come on, Akash, we are waiting for you. We've been saying in the commentary box that you are the big hitter. Prove us right, please prove us right. You're capable of it.
Don't let us down, Parker. Your team needs you, forget us. But Boyer has done well. I mean, the few opportunities. He's got a run off every ball. What else do you expect? 3 and 3. But it's Parker who's disappointed. This late in the innings, he's striking at 82. 9 from 11. We know that with 2 or 3 balls, he can race up to a strike rate of 200 or 250. But time's running out, Akash. Here we go. Don't worry about who's at the boundary. Hit big. No, he's very sluggish today. They could even take 2 because it was so badly hit. Oh, Akash.
I get the feeling that he's trying to hit it too hard. His right hand is so tight on that bat. He's not timing the ball well at all. I think he needs to do a bit of work in the crease. Move around a bit, unsettle the bowler.
Yeah, Eagle Thane strikers would be very happy to see that Parker's on the non-strikers end, because no disrespect to Boyer, but he may not be the biggest hitter around. Yeah, he too tried to thrash the ball away, but it would be just the same to drop it down somewhere and take a single.
And these are not the kind of wickets, Charu, where the ball is going to come onto your bat. So you've got to improvise. You've got to do something to unsettle the bowler. Probably play the paddle shot with that fielder in the fine leg in the circle.
I don't think Parker has that finesse. He just wants to bludgeon it. He's got a nice new bat in his hand. Let's go, Akash. And there we go. That's the first of what we think could be quite a few sixes. I don't think he caught that really well, but such is the power of Parker. Big 6 over deep mid-wicket.
He was waiting for it. Nice little juicy half volley on the rise. His strikes didn't hit the middle of the blade, but the bats being so heavy, all you need to do is to place ball on the bat.
Okay, watch it among the spectators. Here we go. Huge! Into the crowd, deep into the first tier, right next to the commentary box. Akash Parker. Well, Milind, he's listening.
That's the Parker we know, Charu. Oh, look at that shot. Dug it out and hit it with such tremendous power.
Almost into the second tier and just to our right. Consecutive sixes. What happens here? Now, Krutik will have to be clever. And yeah, he just pulled the length back a bit. Well done. Also, what happens is with 1 over to go, Akash Parker has retained the strike. 150 up for the Triumph Knights. 150 for 6, 1 over to go. So look at how they got their 50s very quickly to begin with, then slowed down a bit, and now they've caught up again just because of the last 2 or 3 deliveries. Otherwise, they were going pretty slow for their third 50. But this is looking a little better now. 16 off that last over by Krutik. 2 consecutive sixes. Parker is still on strike, and whoever's going to bowl now may be taken for quite a few. Who's it going to be? Probably Survey or Prabhu.
This really is the over which can decide the fate of the innings. Parker on strike. We've known him to hit the ball.
Okay, check out the big hitting abilities of Akash Parker. The first one, maybe not from the middle of the bat, but cleared deep mid-wicket easily, very powerfully. And the second was just magnificent. Full flow of the bat, big follow-through, big 6. All right, 6 balls to go. Potentially, I know this sounds ridiculous, potentially 36 runs. But we'll see. Even 15 they might settle for. 165 is a very competitive total. Here we go. Survey bowling the last over. Wide. Is that going to be given wide? Maybe not. Just about flirting with the line.
Let's have a look at it. Just about lucky. I think he's lucky not to get that wide.
Yeah, it was just about on the guiding line. So the umpire doing well there, and Akash will be disappointed. He's a tall man, but even he couldn't quite reach that in time. Wonderful delivery. Perfect delivery for fast bowlers. Full wide outside off. 5 to go. Again, same ball, and they'll get only a single. This is not good for Triumph Knights. New man in there. Vinayak, 4 and 4. And big decision to make. What do I do? Do I try and go big? Or do I just pat the ball down and allow Parker the last 3? Maybe the latter option.
You're right. They must get that single. Give him a single there.
Ah, Lasith Malinga in the house. No, just his brother. His cousin. Ayubowan.
Great work by the cameraman, and he knows it. Oh, that's super, absolutely. Boy, take a single, go to the other end.
I tell you, Survey has done that man proud, Malinga, nice and full. Okay, can the lefty now disturb his line, if not his length? He's bowled very well, Survey, this final over so far. Low full toss, but only for a single. And that might work well for Triumph Knights, bringing Parker back on strike. But he has to do something different, because Survey has been bang on with his length.
I think Survey shouldn't bowl in the stumps, because Akash is waiting to hit the ball straight. Maybe the second delivery that he bowled, full and on the, and almost a yorker, that should be his line, because he's not the kind of cricketer who can hit, batsman who can hit to cover, but he will hit you at mid-off, mid-on or straight.
So now we've been asking Parker to do something different. Already he moves well outside off. Look where he's standing. Couldn't get underneath it, but enough power behind it to get 4. At extra cover. Well played. Difficult ball to hit there, but such was his strength.
I think another boundary and a 2 or 6 will be a terrific challenge to score the runs. Look at that shot. Hit with all the power, piercing the long off. Oh, he's standing almost outside the off stump.
Well, he was well outside off, but at least he did something inventive with his stance, as we were talking about. Move around a bit, try and upset the bowler. Okay, 2 balls left. 156 the score. They can get it easily to 160, 65. Again, he moves out, flicks the wrist, and that's 6. Brilliant. Wow, just the wrist power there. Got underneath that. Not easy, that shot, but he played it magnificently. Survey did nothing wrong. Got punished by just the strength of Parker.
His strike rate has gone up to 170 plus. He's playing such... Look where he's standing, right outside the off stump. 5th or 6th stump. Survey bowls up to him. And what a shot this is. What a pickup shot.
Last ball of the innings. 162 already. Bowled. Well, what was that? Hit wicket or bowled? I think it is bowled. What a shame, though. Parker did try and do the right thing, send it over the man at short fine, but just didn't quite find the right timing. There it is again. Did get a bit of the bat, yeah, and he played it onto the stump. So shame about that last ball from the Triumph Knights viewpoint, but Survey does strike back after being hit for 12 runs in that over. 162 the score, Triumph Knights. Milind, competitive?
Extremely. I think it's a good score. Very, very good score, because at least now they've, instead of a 135 or a 140, they're back in the game. They go back into the dressing room extremely happy, and that's the scorecard for you.
Oh, lots of starts, but no big hero. We'll have to say Parakshit was doing very well. Surya got into a bit of a hole, striking at less than 100, which is strange, but Parker provided the impetus towards the end, 34 from just 20, and he will make a very big difference psychologically in the Triumph Knights camp, because they will go back saying, hey, listen, we finished well. Now let's go there and try and defend that total. Big partnership of 59 for between Parikshit and Ghadigaonkar, but thereafter just little totals, smaller partnerships which flattered, but eventually didn't quite achieve too much. Let's not be too ungenerous though. 162. They did very well during the power play, mind you. So at that point of time, we were thinking maybe 175 wasn't to be.
The bowlers then, 2 for 41 for Kritik, and otherwise the bowlers bowled a pretty steady line. But at the end of it all, Ankush 3 for 30, just got the 1 wicket after the hat trick. Got most of them bowled pretty poorly in the final 5.
All right, Karishma is ready with a guest down the boundary line.
Well, better start than the previous 2 games. Happy with the end score?
Yeah, happy with the score. 160 on this wicket. You need to have a good start on this wicket. You need to take advantage of power play, and that's what I was planning to do.
And the previous 2, after the previous 2 losses, what was the discussion within the team?
I think everyone was positive because we put on the superb efforts in two last matches. Just we needed that 10-15 more runs, and we managed to do this.
And how do you intend to defend this score?
Yeah, we'll go and bowl according to the wicket, and spinners will be handy again.
Okay, thank you so much. Good luck to you and your team. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Parikshit, Karishma. And Parikshit, of course, a fine 39. Now, that's what the Eagle Thane strikers need. They do have the batsman. Their skipper is in great form. Parikshit, being one of the many youngsters here at the Mumbai Cricket Association, will appreciate what the MCA have done to inspire youngsters. Take a look at this before we head for a break.
I've heard stories of legends. Legends who changed the game forever. Of gods who rained down storms from their bats. Stories etched in gold, made from sweat, blood, and tears. Today, I stand where they once stood. There are many more stories left to be told here at the MCA. I hope you're listening.
Thanks for joining our live coverage of T20 Mumbai. The Triumph Knights, no win so far. This is their third match and they desperately need to be on that point scoreboard. They've got 162, courtesy a late charge by Parker. Surya Kumar disappointing. Parikshit, 39 in 24, perhaps the standout player today. Plenty of standout bowlers for the opposition. Eagle Thane strikers. Only Kritik going for many in the end, but picking up 2. Sagar and Ramjani particularly good, along with Prabhu, who may have deserved another over. He was their change man in the 11. So wicket off the very first ball for Kritik. Current edges, and they are delighted, the Eagle Thane strikers, at that beginning. But they're after a hefty 59-run partnership between Parikshit and Ghadigaonkar. Parikshit was particularly severe. And of course, he got a few gimme balls for sure. That one, a low full toss put away. And when the bowlers erred in line, he was very, very good down leg. That's one opportunity that the skipper would be so disappointed at missing. Aditya Thare. He had 3 or 4 shots at that stumping. Wasn't to be. A big one as well. So Parikshit to continue to go really well along with Ghadigaonkar.
Bowling.
Down leg, obviously utilizing all the opportunities when the bowling erred. Beautiful shot over extra cover, but it wasn't to last because he came on and then checked his shot straight to long off. That was the end of a wonderful partnership, and of course he was disgusted with himself. Again, the bowlers erring once in a while down leg. Now Ghadigaonkar swept it straight to deep square, and after a bit of a wobble, he'd just been dropped earlier on. Ramjani just does hang on to that. And that was a shame. Of course, that brought Surya Yadav in, and he tried to show how he could boss the bowling. Unfortunately, wasn't to be, as More continued to do all the hard work. Surya, little out of sorts, went for the big one of Ankush, the off-spinner, was left about 3 yards short. Not to be for the skipper on this day. Well, very inventive. More particularly kept going, and unfortunately wasn't to do too much. Here we are. That's the drop again now. Ramjani slipped, let him off, which is such a shame. But the next ball, same thing, lower, straight to Ramjani. And More would be so disappointed he did not utilize that drop. That brought Parker onto the crease, and the man who unfortunately got run out of the very first delivery. Good work by Survey. And finally, it was the Parker show. One big 6, the next one bigger still, the biggest of the day. We expected him to go hard sooner, but even then, that little late acceleration, that's the final over along the ground, and then over mid-wicket for the final 6. The last ball got Survey a wicket, but it was, of course, rather late. At that point of time, the Triumph Knights had managed to get 162, their biggest total so far. That means that the Eagle Thane strikers, when they come in just a couple of minutes, will require 163. They seem good enough for those runs. Of course, there is a little bit of pressure always when chasing. We'll take a short break, come back with the Eagle Thane strikers chase. Stay with us.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
Time for the Eagle Thane strikers to get going with their chase of 163 after a bit of an up and down innings. From the Triumph Knights, they have managed, thanks to Akash Parker's end-over antics, a target of 163. Kaushik Ziklikar all set to open the innings with Sagar alongside him. 163 to get in the 20 overs at 8.15 runs per over. A decent score given the kind of spot they were in the middle overs. There he is, Kaushik Ziklikar, playing his third match. Not the kind of performance he'd be proud of, but here we are then. A slip in place, straight away. That one held its line. Watching us live on Star Sports, I'm Manish Batav, and I'm joined by someone who's played such a key role in making the T20 Mumbai happen, Mr. Ganesh Iyer, who's part of the ad hoc committee of the Mumbai Cricket Association. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the commentary box. And
good evening, Manish.
You must be a very happy man to see this tournament progressing the way it is.
Yeah, really happy to see the way it's grown. Seeds sown some 4 years ago, and now flowering.
Western Dias, the left-arm seamer, opening the innings. Just saw how youngsters have turned up, and you can see that dream in their eyes to maybe play in this tournament and perhaps going to represent Mumbai. So you're sowing those seeds in these young kids.
Absolutely, and the objective was to have a high-class professional tournament, and that's what it's working about. You look at the crowds that are coming in right through the afternoon games, quite humid out there. I walked up from there and I found it too tough to come back here. And people are watching it from the stands and drawing up their own perspective.
But so you spent years as a first-class umpire. You know how it is to stand in the heat and stay focused. And you would be in action for, well, both innings, right? Because you're umpiring. So for you, it's just another day in the park.
Yeah, that's one of the professions that you take up. And the reason being, you don't get a break other than the 10 minutes which the other players have. And we work hard towards ensuring that our concentration level goes on. And these days, the umpires are put into a lot of training modules to ensure that the concentration levels are great. Royston Dice is now coming back into play.
Slip in place. Nicely played, elegantly played, stylishly played. That'll be the first boundary for the Eagle Thane strikers.
Change of strategy for Eagles. They put Aditya Thare, their captain, down in the order. He was in good form at the start of the first 2 games. Probably change of strategy, or a change of strategy for this game.
Yeah, of course, Aditya Thare and Sarfaraz Khan form the fulcrum of this batting lineup. Also, the Eagle Thane strikers, one of the 2 new teams that have become a part of this bandwagon this season. And when people put their money where their heart is, this goes to show that there are people willing to believe in this league and therefore invest heavily in owning a team.
Yes, absolutely, Manish. Understanding the fact that it's a high commercial venture, to put money into this league by a franchisee, it's commendable. And the type of games that these guys have produced through the last 1.5 seasons that's now has been superb. Royston, oh, that one was a slow one which cut through and cut him into half, I must say.
Into the over, 5 for no loss. Yes, it's a Super Saturday at the T20 Mumbai. The first game, a target of 163 for the tournament newbies, Eagle Thane strikers. No Aditya Thare at the start of the innings. There's Sagar and Kaushik Chiklikar, and Mohit Awasthi, who's now found a place for himself in the starting 11. Manish Batavi in the commentary box, joined by Mr. Ganesh Iyer on this lovely breezy evening at the Wankhede Stadium. So Ganesh Iyer, of course, part of the ad hoc committee of the MCA, one of the key men that have made this tournament happen. Earlier in this stint, he spoke about how happy he is to see this tournament being organized as well as it is. But lots of young kids watching across Mumbai, across India, in fact, and kids who aren't playing cricket at a serious level, and say a 10-year-old wants to become a part of the main fold, get into the under-14, under-16 circuit. I believe there are many avenues that the MCA has opened up, sir.
The MCA has a history of running such camps. Right starts at the summer camps, which all age groups from 14 till 23 are there. So you get progressively, you get going to each camp. And camps are flung across all centers across in Mumbai. We have about 16 camps running across in each age group all over the city. That's where the players come in for the first time, get a hang of it. And then there are huge number of competitions that they take place in, number of matches. I think this year we conducted, if you exclude the Premier League, this one, we completed about 3,600 games so far. And mind you, that's just 8 months, because we lose 4 months of the year to rains.
And yet Mumbai continues to produce talent that has served Indian cricket so well. Of course, 41-time champions. Are you, as a cricket fan, at all worried about why is Mumbai not dominating?
No, I'm not worried. It happens. There are aberrations always. And as a true Mumbaiker, I always have faith that we'll bounce back. 41 times is no joke. You count all others put together, they're not 41. But the fact is, yes, the game is changing. The emphasis is getting from the red ball to the white ball. And I think the others are trying to catch up. And sometimes it reflects. But it's a very reflective moment for us. And I'm sure we'll get back to winning ways quite quickly.
Yes, Mumbai cricket has a great legacy to protect. And I'm sure initiatives like this one, the T20 Mumbai, where 155 players in action. We saw some frenetic bidding at the auction as well. And you must have got a sense of where this tournament is going at the auction, isn't it? The way these teams went about bidding so confidently.
Yeah, Manish, look at it. The bidding, more than the bidding, the sort of following that you had on the social media. Mind you, it was just snippets that were coming there. But the sort of hits that got on the social media, or whether on the Facebook or on the Twitter, was a huge number. 155 players to select. But then 15 million or 15 lakh people tweeting in is something great.
Social media is often a barometer of what is going to be successful. Of course, the second over in progress. We've seen a couple of plays and misses in this over so far. Kaushik still struggling, not off the mark. 8 dot balls. He'll be worried about that.
I don't think Kaushik should be so much worried. He should be looking to push for those singles rather than go for the big hits as a part of the strategy. And I think if he keeps the strike rotating around, he would make a good cause for his team.
Are you able to separate the cricket fan from the ad hoc committee member when you are not now, not in the commentary box, but while you are there in the members pavilion or in the VIP box? Is the fan watching this, or is the ad hoc committee member watching this? We'll come to that in the next over. Outside edge, just to the left of that first left fielder. A lucky break. Kaushik Chiklikar finally off the mark. 2 overs up, 9 without loss. Right, so Mr. Ganesh Iyer, the ad hoc committee member alongside, not very pleased with that shot from Kaushik, but happy that he's off the mark. Wild swish at it, unable to control it, yet lucky. There was a slip in place, but fortunate to still be at the crease. So, Mr. Iyer, watching this tournament as a fan from the stands or as a committee member?
I'm watching it as a cricket enthusiast. You love your sport. As long as it's good cricket, it helps you. A sad ball from Royston Drive, trying the slower one, giving it on a platter. Just a tap towards the boundary line.
Applause from the team owner as well there. As well said, try that change of place, unable to control the release of the ball there, and happy to just play it away through to the fine leg region. Third boundary for the strikers. It's also good to see an opportunity for these youngsters playing in front of a decent crowd under lights, and for their performances to be watched all across, courtesy Star Sports, and a good-looking and a good-sounding broadcast as well, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is trouble. Terrific work in the field there. That's the kind of inspirational moment the fielding team needs while defending a smallish-looking total. What happened there? Where did that run out come from?
Yeah, this is where frustration comes in. And that's the beauty of this T20 game. Gone by a mile.
Yes, OUT out. Yeah, I think it was Vinayak Bhoir in the field who came up with that magic moment. Have a look at it. Played it with soft hands. And the non-striker, clearly it was his fault. There was no call. Maybe there was a bit of a hint of a start. But nice pickup and release on target. The batsman goes back in the hut. Kaushik Chiklikar will cool his heels now. 13 for 1. The strikers in pursuit of 163. Right, strange mix-up. One of those brain fade moments. Got Kaushik Chiklikar's wicket. Excellent run out that by Vinayak Bhoir. Sagar played that shot with really soft hands. I don't think there was a run. The ball went straight to the field of Vinayak Bhoir. But that wicket bringing the captain Aditya Thare, who served Mumbai cricket so well over the years. And before becoming an ad hoc committee member, Mr. Ganesh Iyer was also an umpire who's seen the best of Mumbai cricket from close quarters, from 22 yards away, including a certain Mr. Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah, lot many, right from Colonel Dilip Vengsakar down to Sachin Tendulkar and down to all those guys who are playing here today. Watch them. Reggae also on the commentator's box. I've done probably a game for him long back.
You've seen generations come and go, but let's take a look at that run out once again. Played that with soft hands. He did take a couple of steps, but perhaps the non-striker a bit too trigger happy. Was almost halfway through to that pitch. Had to turn around, not reaching back in time. Time for a celebration for the Triumph Knights. And as a cricket fan, is it a bit of a surprise for you to see the Triumph Knights struggle? Because, well, they've played two, they've lost two.
That's the beauty of the game. You win some, you don't win some. But Vinayak Bhoir, I must admit here, was one of those finds who played when Reggae was the chairman of the selection committee in the one-dayers, in the limited over games. And he was in fact selected for his adding to his fielding skills to what he could bat and bowl. A club product from Virar, faraway suburbs of Mumbai. Used to travel all the way, as much as Royston did, travel 20 to 40 kilometers a day to come and play cricket in Mumbai.
So many of these stories. We all know what that Virar Ka Chokra did last evening, that 19-year-old Prithvi Shaw, and he's now a star.
Yeah, Prithvi, yes. He's gone up to make himself one of the best that is happening as a young talent coming up. And a long way to go, but he's made it way.
One of the expressions used in Mumbai cricket is the chabuk shots, and Prithvi Shaw's seems to be a master at those chabuk shots. Amazing bat speed as well.
Yeah, he's a natural cricketer and with a hand-eye coordination player. And all those chabuks come out. Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd enjoying. And that's what makes cricket all about. That's Pradeep Jadhav, the Maidan man there, right at the center. A word about Pradeep Jadhav. He's one man who spends his time cleaning the grounds so that the kids can play without injury.
And yet they're troubling him.
No troubling.
Inside edge there. Straight to the slip fielder, but so many good Samaritans across Mumbai cricket who serve the game, who serve Mumbai cricket very quietly without any expectation of a reward.
Yeah, in fact, if you look at it, if I look at the shot again, it would be Pradeep's band of people who normally help him on the ground. So that's Lalchand Rajput, watching his team in action. The cool cucumber, the man who's a master strategist.
Also lucky, he was with the Indian team in the inaugural World T20.
Why lucky? He deserved every bit of what he did. Another undercut from Aditya Thare this time.
I've seen a lot of people in Mumbai cricket circles say Lalu Bhai's presence is very calming, and there he is, your friend.
Yeah, Pradeep Jadhav in the middle seems to be a bit lost, or he'll now pop up, I'm sure, from somewhere, and that must be his team of people who help him clean the Maidans, and the guys are enjoying, and that's it. Here is he going.
Well, Mumbai cricket owes so much to so many such people like Pradeep, who work very quietly in the hot sun, no matter what the weather is. They wake up early morning, they're there, looking after the ground, the Maidans, getting the pitches ready.
The unsung heroes of Mumbai cricket. A lot of people talk about groundsmen, they talk about people who do everything, they take care. They really make a difference to the ground. You look at the Wankhede Stadium, we've had continuous games going on, yet the quality of this pitch on both the days, on all the 4 days, has been excellent. And that's the quality of Mumbai's cricket.
Yes, and may we soon see Mumbai win that title number 42. Meanwhile, in this power play, it's been a rather quiet start, especially after that run out in pursuit of 163.
Yeah.
Wide called, rare gift. Second run of the over. Also good to see a lot of brands come on board. The kind of interest there is to be a part of this league in some way or the other. There's Skoda, there's Atul Projects, and so many more.
Yeah, it's really evolving, and I think it's now come to stay, and I'm sure the stakes will get bigger next year. A lot of big brands coming in.
Also want to talk to Mr. Ganesh here about the way forward for this league. We'll do that during the next over, but they're in a bit of a saddle at this point. Aditya Thare, their key man, their linchpin, is now out in the middle with Sagar, who's it's got 9 and 9. It's been a very quiet over so far. We had a very entertaining power play when the Eagle Thane strikers were bowling.
Yeah, they also had a change of strategy for this game.
And a changed opening combination. No Thakur. Another wide will be called. It's been a very, very long over. Well, the strikers will be very happy to receive these sundries.
And this will count at the last, because an extra ball, an extra run in such closely contested matches right over these last 4 days will show you that it goes down to the wire. And this singles will make a lot of difference.
Typically, we've seen the expression knowledgeable Mumbai crowd being used on social media every time there's a game at the Wankhede. This goes to show that the sport is in the DNA of every Mumbaikar. And, well, that one goes down to the third man region. End of the over, 8-19 for 1. Right, welcome back. We're still in the power play overs. The Eagle Thane strikers chasing 163 against the defending champions, the Triumph Knights, who've got no wins in the 2 games they've played so far. They've been struggling a little bit with their batting. We saw a similar story today. Lost their way after a terrific start, 19 for 1 after 4 overs. We're watching the Super Saturday from the T20 Mumbai day 5 it is. And one of the men who has made it happen, Mr. Ganesh Iyer, who is alongside. So your vision for, your long-term vision for the T20 Mumbai as we go along, year after year?
It's more than my vision, it's our vision. It's the vision of the Mumbai Cricket Association. And whenever we put up a tournament of this type, and Mumbai being the cricket capital of India, we have to put out the best. And we tried right from the start. We worked on it for over 3 years for the dates and timings and the sort that we could do off. And it's in the 4th year that it took off. Parikshit Walsankar, the leg spinning bowler, tapped down to fine leg, short fine leg, quick single, good running between the wickets. Former commentator Aditya Thare now on strike.
Yes, he was in the commentary box. But we're happy to see him on the field, showing us his abilities.
Yeah, that's where he should be in normal time. But last year he had an injury. And I think it was well utilized in the commentator's box.
The Akash Tigers and the Eagle Thane strikers, the new teams. It's gone up to 8 teams from 6 that we had last year. And I'm sure you're getting 100 calls a day with people showing interest in becoming team owners, because it is now a proven successful property, isn't it?
Yeah, it's evolved into a very successful property, which is only bound to grow. But we have limitations of time, we have limitations of dates. We have to squeeze tournaments in 8-month schedule and depend on our parent body, the BCCI, for the dates. And so it looks like it's going to be an 8-team league for some time to come. The competition levels being kept high.
No dearth of talent at all in Mumbai. And, we saw some frenetic bidding at the auction.
Yeah, for 155 players that were selected, I'm sure another 555 players would have felt left out. That's the sort of talent that was available.
And all of them good enough to play here.
Yeah, surely. I'm sure about that part of it. Nice shot from Aditya Thare in the previous games. If you watch him, pink of form, getting all his cuts, his drives, his pulls, all in place. Thare, who struggled a bit in the Ranji Trophy season this season, really coming back to form here. And at a welcome time, I feel. Former skipper of Mumbai.
Innings against the Tigers, 57 off 45 for Aditya Thare. Sarfraz Khan scored 57 not out as well. Another young star that Mumbai cricket has thrown up.
Yeah, Sarfraz has grown from the ranks. Had a small movement out of Mumbai for a year or so. Realized Mumbai is where his heart should be. And that's a great boundary. It's a boundary hit to the left of the field, right of the field, sorry. And placed very well by Chiklikar.
Sagar, in fact, who hit that
Sagar,
for
sorry.
5 overs gone, 25 for 1. Nice risk-free cricket, aggression, but measured aggression.
Right time. 25 for 1 at the end of 5.
Right, Mr. Iyer, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and we hope to have you again in the Combox.
My pleasure, and sometime.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
Sagar Mishra, 15 of 13. Chiklikar getting out, run out. Terrific piece of fielding by Vinayak Bhoyer. The 25 for 1. Going at a rate of 5 and over. Milind Rege back in the commentary box. No reasons to panic.
For whom?
For the batting team.
I think the bowling team has done well. They've bowled extremely well. Slowly and surely, their strike rate is going higher and higher. Required run rate, I beg your pardon, at 9.3. If they can climb, if this can climb up to 10 or 10 and a half, then the game is on. But the important point here is Aditya Thare.
Akash Parker, their batting star. Keeping it simple, not trying anything funny. And if it wasn't for Akash Parker's innings, the target would have been well, much smaller. We saw some improvisation, especially in the last over, moving around in the crease, standing outside the off stump, trying to disturb the bowler's rhythm. We saw a couple of big shots, one on the off, that cracking bullet cover drive through the extra cover region, and one big six on the onside. Some intelligent shot making from this man on your screen, Akash Parker. We'll try and get you a glimpse of those shots, but you seem to enjoy that little cameo, Milind.
Yeah, and Parker is capable of that. Oh, look at that. Brilliant field. Thare seems to be maneuvering the... Let's have a look at that. Look at this first one. Big one, but I like this second one. Oh, that was a beauty. Really big one. And this spanking drive. Oh, flicked it off his toes, really. It's amazing, these last 15-20 runs make or mar the entire match.
Would have been a shot in the arm for the dugout, and they would have believed that if they finished the innings well, they somehow... Oh, misfield there. There was a chance of a run out.
Yeah, there was a chance of a run out. Yes, no, yes, no. Oh, God, look at them. This is the worst thing to happen. Both players, both batsmen in the center of the piece. That's sometimes poor cricket from the fielding side also. What an opportunity they had to really get that wicket.
It was Vinayak Bhoir once again. I suppose he took his eyes, was looking at the batsman, not the ball.
4 dot balls. That's great bowling.
Is it going to be Akash Parker's day? 5th dot ball. Will it be a maiden?
And that too bowling to an experienced man like Aditya Thare. 5 dot balls. That's a great over. Now, if he has to bowl another dot ball or even in a single, that would be a fantastic over. Akash Parker is a very clever bowler. He knows what target to hit, what pace to bowl at. Tall, just comes and digs the ball in.
Deep mid-wicket waiting. Will Aditya Thare try something out of the ordinary? Shot, slashed away, will be 4. It should have been a better delivery to register the first maiden of this match. Wasn't to be. 6 gone, 29 for 1. Welcome back. At the end of the power play, the strikers have managed 29 for 1. The only wicket so far, Kaushik Siklikar, the opening batsman, run out. Courtesy a terrific piece of fielding by Vinayak Bhoir. But this was what we saw of the last delivery. Stand and deliver, got under it, made sure it goes over the infield. And, well, almost hitting Mr. Ganesh Iyer, who was walking back to the VIP box.
That's what you call a spank. Stood tall, square cut it hard. Now the match begins with the spinners on. Parikshit Valsankar, a leg spinner. These days, most leg spinners are only bowling googlies, and the left-hander, the first one out to be. Shot, great shot.
Perhaps was trying to hit it a bit straighter, but it went square of the wicket. So at the end of the power play, you're 29 for 1, and the asking rate has now gone up to 9.61. you think Aditya Thare is saying, all right, let's have one big over, or is he saying, let's just keep it going, let's just be happy with singles and we'll see how it goes, maybe reassess at the 10th over mark?
Yeah, he won't say that at this stage. It's too early to go hammer and tongs. He'll just play out the way he is. Look for an occasional boundary, look for ones and twos. He's too mature a player to, you know. But if he gets something short or a half volley, he'll go for it.
But you don't expect him to use his feet and go after this leg spinner, Parikshit Valasankar.
Because he's too flat at the moment. If he tosses it up and it's close to him, he'll go out for it. But Parikshit Valasankar is the kind of, oh, they're enjoying it. So many kids and families come to this cricket. The T20 cricket has brought all these people to the matches and it's created a terrific atmosphere. But answering your question again, Parikshit is too flat. Look at all these supporters of the game coming from far off suburbs of Borivali, Dahisar and whatnot.
With the dream of someday being in action, being watched by millions on Star Sports, the opportunity to represent one of these 8 teams at the T20 Mumbai. Who knows, someday we'll have a women's league as well. This time nicely tossed up. Aditya Thare not trying anything funny at this stage.
Just the 3 or 5 of the leg spinners. Oh, well bowled. Well bowled. Should get 2 out of that.
7 gone, 34 for 1. The asking rate now goes up to 9.92, and that's reflected very well on this graphic at this point. The red line, quite flat, should have been a steeper curve instead. The strikers need 129 more of 78 deliveries. Akash Parkar almost bowled a maiden, but the 6th delivery messed it up for him. Short wide outside the off stump. Thare spanked it for 4 in the backward point region.
I'd be very keen to see how many overs Parker bowls. I, for one, would like him to bowl 3 and, you know, bowl so tight so that the run rate is far higher. But anyway, let's see what he does. Oh, that's a beauty. Look at the bounce and the pace that the ball had.
He's a tall man, Akash Parkar. Nice simple action, scramble seam there. Are you a fan of pace bowlers using the scramble seam, especially when the ball is newish?
Actually, I don't know what it does really. What would it be doing, a scramble seam?
Doesn't even look pretty on the replay. But I'm sure there must be some cricketing reason. No idea what. Perhaps hoping for some uneven bounce, maybe.
They say sometimes that if it lands on the seam or lands on the smoother surface of the ball tends to fly. I'm not aware. You fill me in. I'm really not aware of this. These are new technologies, new things to happen. For an old timer like me, it's a good old seam, the good old cut.
Well, cricketers often talk about ball ko banana padta hai. What's your view on that?
That's a fact, and there are some players who are specifically kept at mid-on because they are given that task of, you know, doing the ball up. One side of the ball really roughened up, not roughened up, kept rough, and the second side polished and repolished. And it's amazing how that works, and it does work one hell of a lot.
So much more to cricket than just cricket itself. Much straighter this time, happy to work it away. Another single, will it be a 2? Yes, it will. Aditya Thare, very, very good runner between the wickets.
So far, a nice tidy over. from Akash Parker, just the three of it. But he's a cool customer. Aditya Thare is a very cool, experienced man. He knows how to carry his side. He's played on many an innings of great responsibility.
Parker, this time Thane making some room for himself, was lining himself up for that slash in the backward point region, but played it in front of square. And, 5 boundaries so far for the strikers.
Run rate slowly climbing up to 10.14. The current run rate nearing 5. Not good enough at this stage. 7.4 overs, 38 runs. But tight bowling from Akash Parker. Good captaincy from Surya Kumar Yadav. Also Parikshit Valsankar's one single over.
Just the way Akash Parker's gripped that ball tells you it's not going to be a nice pace bowler like upright seam. It's going to be scrambled no matter how he releases it.
Perhaps it could slow down the delivery if it lands on a particular part of that seam. I really haven't... They say it's a scrambled seam, but what happens to it when you bowl it, I really don't know, to be honest with you. Maybe one day we should ask some of these bowlers what happens, because they are the guys in the middle. They know what to do with so much technology and so much practice.
Eight gone, 39 for 1. The asking rate now up to 10.33. It's looking increasingly tougher for the strikers. They are in a bit of a sticky spot, and the only man, the one man rather, at this point who can pull them out of it is Aditya Thare. You still have the big hitting Sarfaraz Khan waiting for his turn. What's the ideal time for Sarfaraz Khan to come in?
Next up, really. Not later than next. He has to come now, because he's the kind of player who can carry the bat through the innings, play some great shots, not later than next one.
Right. So, Ditsolkar has come in, left-arm spinner, with the left-handed batsman on strike. Do they go after him? That's what I'm going to be keen to watch. Do you think Sagar should go after him now?
I think he should probably at least make a try of going. The blocked ball is not a good one. He will have to go for something, because the run rate is really fallen to 4.78, which is really not as good as one should have it.
Goes for the big one. Has that gone far enough? There's a fielder getting under. He's caught it very well. He was looking into the sun. Very, very well caught that. They had to do this. They had to go for the big shot. The asking rate was going up. It's now up to 10.63. Sagar's rather strange innings ends.
Have a look at that one. Not timing it well at all. Not timing it well. The ball is not coming onto the bat for that sweep shot, and very, very comfortably taken. Now's the time to see Sarfaraz Khan coming into bat. Maybe it's a good thing that has happened.
Mishra gone for 19, 39 for 2, the strikers. In comes Sarfaraz Khan, a half century in the last game he played, 57 not out. Sarfaraz Khan showed his big hitting abilities in that game against the Akash Tigers. The strikers chased 136 and they won that game by 6 wickets. Sagar Mishra was among the top performers in that game, but if the strikers have to win, it's this duo that will have to do it.
This is crucial. From here on, the entire match starts, because Sarfaraz Khan is the kind of batsman who can tear the bowling apart. Just the 3 matches for 70 runs at a reasonably good strike rate of 125. But he's the big boy.
Caught it! Yes, he's caught him! Outside edge! Oh, no reaction. He looked very confident with that appeal. Now, in real time, it looked out to me.
Let's have a look at it. Let's hear it. Because nobody will walk. It's crucial periods. Let's have a look at it. Yes. I could hear something.
Big edge. Oh, it's not even noisy today. Yes, no, Milind. Replay didn't seem to suggest a nick there.
Amazing what technology can do. Once it says yes, the other time you feel no.
Wide outside the off stump, lots and lots of room, inviting Aditya Thane to play a big shot, hoping it would go up in the air, not quite. Let's take a look at that wicket once again.
A wild slog, really. Safely taken at deep square leg. Morey, the fielder, is delighted.
Finish well, teacher.
I'm going to involve Charu in that discussion about technology. Slow-mo, it didn't get the sound. Normal speed, it did. Just off the mark, Sarfaraz.
Real time, first look, it looked out. 9 gone, 41 for 2. The Wankhede Stadium looking nice and pretty, a nice breeze blowing through. Hoping for a much bigger crowd. It's the Eagle Thane strikers taking on the defending champions, the Triumph Knights. Sarfaraz Khan has just walked in. Aditya Thane, perhaps a touch lucky to still be there. Replay didn't show anything real time. It looked out.
Charu Sharma sitting in the box will have to get ready for that discussion. He will have to give us an explanation of why and how.
Well, I think he's getting into the zone. He's reading a thriller novel. It's called The Hard Way. Maybe not reading it, just making sure the bookmark's in the right place. Are we in for a thriller of a chase then? Sarfaraz Khan now on strike. Akash Parkar with the ball. He's bowled very well so far, an economy of 4.5. Nicely stroked. Beautifully timed that. Made a little bit of room for himself and stroked it so nicely. Risk-free cricket.
Such maturity and such class. Look at him. Deep in the crease, hit it in the right direction. Didn't hit it too hard, just gave it the... Oh, what a lovely player he is. So mature it is for his age. Hard-hitting young man.
Got a big blade as well in his hands. Could be a weapon of mass destruction, but he's bowled him! Clean bowled! Akash Parkar, has he given us a match-winning moment? Is he going to be the Dream 11 game changer, Akash Parkar? Wow! Foxed him completely.
Oh, just beat him. The ball moved in, a good in cutter. Akash Parkar is delighted, the slower one. What a wicket this was. The most important wicket of this innings. The Knights are back. They are in the saddle now.
45 for 3, the Eagle Thane strikers.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
So Akash Parkar gunning for that Man of the Match award. Played a terrific cameo, took his team to a respectable looking score and has now taken the wicket of Sarfraz Khan. That has brought Ramjani, Alpesh Ramjani, the man on your screen, to partner the captain Aditya Thare. What's it about that incoming delivery, Milind?
The thing with the incoming delivery is that if you miss it, 9 times out of 10 is going to hit the stumps or your pads. But that is the purpose of that incoming delivery. Look at him. Completely beaten. It came in sharply. Whereas an outswing will miss the bat. Or if it edges, it goes to the slips or odd. But most probably, the incoming delivery is bowled within the wickets, and as a result of which, it can hit the stumps.
Also,
have a look at this.
Not a very pronounced forward movement with that left foot. Should that have moved a little bit further up towards the ball?
No, but what happens, you know, Manish, is that normally when you come into bat, is your bat comes down a little late, and at that point in time, it either hits your pad or it goes through you. That's the good thing of an incoming delivery. It's a wicket-taking ball.
Aditya Thare unable to connect it well. Now, what's he thinking? Is he going to go, well, all out now, or still wait and hope that he can resurrect the innings? The Dreams 11 points earned so far. Parkar, no surprise, is at number 1. Valasankar played a refreshing innings at the start of that innings. Karan More, Sagar Mishra is there, and so is Aishwarya Surve. Well, Aditya Thare has an opportunity to do something special and feature on this Dream 11 points earned list.
Parkar is working up a good pace, very good rhythm, and is bowled beautifully. 1.15 of 3.
10 overs gone, 47 for 3 then. Now, there might be a case of Aditya Thare running out of partners. There's just Sachin Vag to come in who can bat a little bit. Surve maybe can hit a couple of big shots, but nothing much thereafter. So if they have to win, it's this pair that has to do the job. But what about Aditya Thare's approach now? Now that Sarfraz Khan's gone, does he wait? If yes, for how long?
That's the problem now, because he's lost important players, important batsmen, and whether to attack, not to attack. Now he'll have to play it by every ball, because at the end of 10 overs, a run rate of 4.7 is not good enough.
Looking for 2, Aditya Thare. Will that be 4? Chance. Oh, well cut off by that sweeper cover. Right hand, left hand combination.
This is the problem with a T20 match, because if you lose wickets and your run rate is not up to the mark, you're going to have a huge problem. 49 for 3 of 10.1. There he goes for the big one. What a shot. But straight to the fielder.
3 down so far, the strikers. Let's take a look at the wickets very quickly. We'll take a look at that in a bit. One terrible shot, that sweep shot, unable to keep it down, and then that terrific delivery from Akash Parkar to get rid of Sarfraz Khan. But we saw a superb piece of fielding by Vinayak Bhoyer, which led to Chiklikar's run out. They fielded well today. We saw some, well, half a dozen bloopers last night. There he is, one of the known names in Mumbai cricket, Lalchand Rajput. Quick single, could be trouble, did not collect it. The captain, Surya Kumar Yadav, is so cross with himself. He might need a new pair of shades.
He's a brilliant fielder, Surya Kumar. Now, yes, no, yes, no. Oh, had he collected it, he would have been a Ghana. There was no chance. Surya upset with himself. He'll get a new pair of glasses. He's not bothered about it.
Well, he's an IPL player, rich guy, big shot, hasn't connected it. Who's coming underneath? Karim! That's the end of it. Goodbye to the captain. Congratulations among the players in the dugout. They've got the big fish. 4 down, the captain back in the hut. Is it curtains for the Eagle Thane strikers?
He had to go for that big shot. The run rate was dropping drastically. The ball turned, came slower, and there was no way he timed it.
Caught Tripathi bowled Ditsolkar, 18 of 26. The strikers, 51 for 4. Second wicket for Ditsolkar, and in hindsight, Milind Rege was spot on about the pitch.
Yeah, I felt that the pitch has been overused by now. The ball is not going to come onto the bat at such a late stage, after the 20th over. Driving would be difficult, and that's exactly what has happened. So a change of strategy after 3 days of usage, or 2 days of usage of the pitch, had to come into play, because it's not going to be the same kind of pitch. And Wankhede is known to be slow and low after its 3 or 4 days.
Oh, that turned. Excellent control by Ditsolkar, who's been the pick of their bowler so far. 11 gone, 52 for 4. That pitched on the middle and off, and spun away quite sharply. Sachin Wagh, who's just come in, had no idea where that went. The Triumph Knights searching for the first win. Will this be the one? As the asking rate for the strikers is now up to 12.33. The Eagle Thane strikers lost their first game to the Mumbai North Panthers by 6 runs. And then they beat the Akash Tigers by 6 wickets. But this is where it all stands. 52 for 4, change in the commentary box. Milind Rege takes a bit of a breather. And Charu Sharma, who's reading a thriller, was expecting a thriller of a chase. Doesn't look like it at this point.
Well, that's over mid-off, so maybe they can still make it. But no, it's I have to say, with all due respect to Eagle Thane strikers, now it's too tall a mountain to climb. And at this stage, with 12 required, and just under 9 overs left, it's a very, very difficult task. We also don't know whether they have, I mean, that was a very clean strike, but whether they have the big power hitters, say, like the man who's bowling, Akash Parkar. If they do, then there's still some hope, but I just suspect not. And with the return of Sarfraz and Aditya, who's not a big hitter, they're in a deep hole.
Quick run, chance of a run out, misses it. Decent pick up and throw, but unable to direct it well.
Also, I wonder, it is very, very risky, but I suppose they can afford a risk or two. Yeah, it's difficult for a direct throw, and you take, your chances, I suppose, but that was definitely a very risky run. I'm not completely averse to that, because you need runs desperately, and it's the same thing as taking a risk by hitting in the air, taking a quick single when you know that it's a risky single. So in that respect, it's even the risk. It looks very dangerous when you take a risky run, but chances that you hit the stumps are just as much as if you hit in the air and hope to get away with it.
Over the years, we've heard commentators use the expression play percentage cricket. This time he's played it away on the onside. Oh, no fielder there, so well protected that side of the field. The wickets now then. Vinayak Bhoyer with that run out. Picked it up, turned, targeted the non-strikers end there. And then this. What's it with sweep shots and not being able to keep it down.
Well, that was a pretty good catch because the sun was in his eye. And of course, Parker doing magnificently, and then Thane getting impatient. Ditsolkar, the star today, 2 for 7 or so. Brilliant.
Ditsolkar brought in today. One of the 2 changes for the the Triumph Knights. Shekhar Thakur and Kalpesh Sawant left out, and Yash Dicholkar and Mohit Awasthi brought in.
This has to be very dugout-led now in terms of strategy, because the Eagle Thane strikers need to be very aware of who their big hitters are, and Ramjani here can obviously play that role, so they've sent him in. But I suspect one or two other of their faster bowlers could also have been pushed in early, just to be able to try and get away with the slot. Up in the air, safe. Now to bring number 10 or 11 in, if they can hit the ball hard and say, all right, well, there's no point you remaining in the dugout when we're 100, let's say 20 for 7, and then you go in, it's too late. So if they are able to hit big, send them in now. If you get a little lucky, then they can give you maybe a quick 15, a quick 18. And all of a sudden, you're hopeful. I'm not saying you're back in the game, but you're hopeful. Because, otherwise the asking rate is going to get ridiculous. Almost 13 now. Oh, down leg, and that should have been capitalized. Very poor. I'm sorry I'm being critical. Ramjani should have spanked that away over a short fine. 12 gone, 58 for 4.
So the bowling star for the Knights. This time, does he have one more? The ball is up in the air and in the pouch. Wicket number 5. Third wicket for that man on your screen, Yash Dicholkar.
We have to say he's bowled extremely well. Obviously, the batsmen are finding it very difficult to read his length and or his speed. And that once again caught the upper part of the bat, a top edge nearly, and it was a nice catch in the end, although one would have preferred had he taken another step and caught it closer to his chest. But look at Dicholkar's attitude, brilliant. So Wagh gone for not doing too much, 1 for 3, 58 now for 5 Eagle Thane strikers.
I'm loving Yash Dicholkar's action. It's one of those old school actions. There's a bit of a bounce in his action, his approach to the crease just before delivery, and he's been effective today. Yes, 3 for 7 in his third over now.
It's just magnificent. I mean, I'm not saying it's his debut. It's the first time he's been made to play in the Triumph Knights 11. And all the lefty spinners we've seen here have been pretty effective, but he has been particularly good also because they've gotten a bit of a hole. So you can't hit lefty spinners across the line as a right-hander easily at all. It'll be much easier for the man in there now, Ramjani the lefty, if he that's a wide. Let's just take a look at that previous wicket. Went across the line and didn't get hold of it enough.
Well, the temptation to pierce that gap between deep mid-wicket and long on, perhaps going straighter, a wiser option, but the fear of that long on fielder there.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to go for a 6 at long on. If you want to hit in the air, go over extra cover or go along the ground, get a single, 2, 4.
This time bowling in flatter, mixing it up nicely, Dicholkar. 2.3 overs, 3 wickets for his 8. It's been a game-changing performance. Someone you can consider for your Dream 11. Down the track, goes for a big one. Has he hit it well enough? Where's that landed? Oh, dropped it. Too much jugglery never works. Perhaps looking into the sun, wasn't he, Charu?
I wonder if that Vinayak Boyer, wonderful fielder, he was the one who effected that run out to begin with. Well, he can smile it away, but the team will not be impressed because Ramjani may make them pay a bit. He did jump out, got the bottom of the bat, because once again the speed of the ball was where there's a little bit of trickery here. The jugglery did not work. And Ramjani chastised, just pushes it back to mid-wicket. Well, we thought he'd got plenty of it, but much more height than distance because he got the bottom of the bat. And that's the trickery with Dicholkar. Obviously, he's deceiving them with his lack of pace.
This time much flatter, shorter. But just no room available. Mixing it up nicely. 13 gone, 61 for 5. The asking rate now up to 14.57.
Yeah, well, with 7 overs to go, if you have a required rate of 15, you can imagine even the best batsman would probably balk at that and say, oh, this is trouble. Now, when you got number 6 and 7, it's not going to be easy at all. And we haven't really, well, I mean, Survey is a big boy, a big fast bowler. Ramjani too. So, in a sense, they have the capability and the size, but maybe not the skill, because the top 5, top 6, if you have a big hitter, you can get away with it. But this is the right thing to do. I don't know what Survey's normal number would have been. I'm suspecting he's gotten a bit of a leg up here, saying, okay, big boy, go there and swing away, because there's no point now being 20 overs and having 4 wickets in hand and being 50 runs behind.
Yes, overs or wickets don't get carried forward in this sport. Never really recovered. The first wicket at 13, the second at 39, then one at 45, the fourth wicket at 51, the fifth at 58. So there was no rebuilding, really.
No, the last 30 balls, they've got only 22 runs and 4 wickets have gone. So you can imagine how the fielding side has been right on top. And, right on top there. Test drive the new Skoda, all of you guys. It's a brilliant car, and of course it's a peace of mind car, because you got 6 years of warranty, 4 years of insurance. What more do you want apart from a beautiful looking car, fabulously engineered?
The rarity in a increasingly commitment phobic world. Willing to say, all right.
Well said. Correct. Deep commitment by the car manufacturers to ensure that you have peace of mind once you buy a Skoda. Okay, Mohit in his 3rd over. The big swing, and yet Ramjani cannot connect. Remember the last over from that end, the last ball he had failed to swing away. So I'm not so sure he likes the ball down leg, which is unusual, because most people will get a gimme short ball down leg. It goes over fine leg for 6. And even Ramjani, although he had a handsome 4 to begin with, is 11 from 16. So they just cannot get the bowlers away. Survey, of course, is very new. So the instruction may be to go for it, ball 1. Oh, well bowled again, angling it in. You guys were talking about, you and Milind, about the ball coming in. Very, very important. But he said if you miss the ball coming in, you're likely to get ball or leg before, maybe off the pad onto the stumps. If you miss the ball going out, chances are it does no damage unless you get a thin tickle or whatever. So it's a dangerous delivery.
I tell you what, you shouldn't miss out on. All of you watching at home, don't miss out on the opportunity to watch the second game at the Wankhede. Come on then, turn up. There's enough time to reach the Wankhede from wherever you are in Mumbai, because we've got a big game coming up later today. The Sober Supersonics versus the Akash Tigers. That should be a cracker.
Yeah, once again, Survey got that short delivery. Here's the Supersonics. They're relaxed, they're enjoying themselves, because after all, they won 2 out of 2. Akash Tigers are 1 and 1, so it's much more important that they try and get a win today. That's later this evening. As Manish said, walk on over. If you're walking around Marine Drive, take a left or a right or whatever and get into the Wankhede.
Nicely hit straight down the ground, but these singers are not going to help. They will just delay the inevitable.
Yeah, the inevitable is a good word right now. I mean, miracles do happen, and this will require a miracle now, as even Mohit in his 3rd over has given only 12, so they've been able to get nobody away in terms of the bowlers. Royston given away 10 from 2, and everybody else has been enjoying themselves. Akash Parker, what a standout role. He picked up only 1 wicket, a crucial one. He had 21 runs in his 4 overs, and of course there was a big 30-odd that he charged down when they were batting, so definitely man of the match contender.
Outside edge, straight away, got in! Goodbye, Mr. Survey.
Yeah, that was smart, because the previous delivery, we saw that Survey was unable to hit the short ball. He got somewhere near the handle, they scrambled for a single, and Mohit, completely aware of that, bowled another short ball. Survey moved away, showing that he was very uncomfortable with the short ball, and a simple edge for the keeper to take. There it is. Nothing short. Easy for the keeper.
everything going as per plan for the defending champions, and now playing like, well, a team with top billing. Aishwarya Surve gone for 265 for 6. That's a 2 inspired lineup changes as well, so it looks like the Triumph Knights have now found the right combination. It took them 2 losses, but as they say in Hindi, der aaye durust aaye.
Very durust today, that's for sure. Earlier, of course, disappointment that they didn't get onto a big score, but as we know now, 162 is likely to be enough. Okay, just before Ramjani takes strike, let's go down to Karishma Kota, who's got a guest with her.
Well, thank you so much. I have with me Mr. Lalchand Rajput, the mentor of the Triumph Knights. Are you happy with the way the team have performed today?
Yeah, obviously, I think we had not a good start. Last 2 games were close games which we lost, and we have come back very strongly. So it's a good, teamwork, I would say. Still, the game is on, but I think we are in a very good position, and I'm sure the players are more confident now.
What is it when you're mentoring a team that is young compared to an international team?
I think the main thing is that just to give the positive vibes, because, there is no room for negativity. You got to be positive, make the players feel that they are best players, and hopefully they go and deliver there. There's no point giving pressure onto the players. I think we have to release that pressure and make sure they play freely and express themselves.
Well, you were the defending champions, so what is the strategy this year round? I know positivity and not putting the pressure, but what are the other strategies that you've implemented?
I think the tag of defending champions, I don't believe in that, because it's a new season. You have to start from the scratch, and hopefully we build up to the games. I know we never had, as I said, the 2 games we lost it, but I think this game will give us a momentum to look forward. We just take 1 game at a time and make sure that we try to win every game.
What would it mean for you to get to the playoffs, to the finals?
I think we have to win the next 2 games as well. All the 3 games we have to win. That's the call we have taken, that we got to go there and make sure that we win all the 3 games.
So not much pressure then?
As I said, I don't want to put any pressure on the players. I just tell them to express themselves, and hopefully they go out there and express themselves. And if they express themselves, the best comes out of them.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Lalchand Rajput, spoken like a true wise head, looking to script a new chapter. Meanwhile, a 6 and a 4 from Ramjani's bat.
Well, I'm really glad that Lalu didn't see the last 3 shots. 4, 6, 4 while he was talking to Karishma. He'll suddenly get back to the dugout and say, what? But Dicholkar, his figures have been spoiled. Will they take 2? No, just 1. Yeah, that's good enough. What a shame for the young Dicholkar viewpoint that he bowled so well. All of a sudden, his final over, he's given, what, 15 so far in 4 deliveries. He'll be wondering, what am I doing wrong here? Nothing, except that he's run into a lefty who is in a very aggressive mood. Now, this could be better. He's got Siddhant there facing his first delivery. Dicholkar needs to hold his nerve now. 2 good balls, and he might even get another wicket. Got a slip for him.
Will help him end his spell with respectable numbers. Got 2 more deliveries left in his spell. Let's take a look at those 3 shots while that conversation with Lalchand Rajput was on. 1 through fine leg, and then that big one on the onside, just hoiked it, connected it so beautifully. Flat 6 over mid wicket, and then this one inside out, picking his spot. Cross the line. In fact, against the spin, sorry. 80 for 6. Ramjani having a bit of fun there. 15 gone, 80 for 6. 83 needed off the last 5.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
Of Dicholkar's last over, giving the Eagle Thane strikers their biggest building, as it were, on this Atul project's run graph. Yeah, let's give it a little more respect. Let's call it a skyscraper.
Well, 15 runs is certainly scraping the top of that sky. But think of Dicholkar, who'd given only 10 runs in 3 overs and finally ends up with 3 for 25. So it's still a fabulous spell, without question.
A bit of a headache for those who have to decide the man of the match, Akash Parkar or Dicholkar. It's a tough one, no?
True. probably Parker for getting them to 162. But of course, it could be a new hero.
He also picked up the wicket of Sarfraz Khan, the danger man, who could have just turned things around in a matter of 2 or 3 overs.
True. So here we go. Tripathi now, his first over. And this is a ploy, perhaps, to keep the lefty quiet. Because Ramjani's done reasonably well, coming in late, getting 28 from 22. But we'll have to see whether Siddhant now can keep pace, because he's a tall boy. If he gets stuck into the ball, it might go a long way. And he is the right-hander to an off-spinner, so I'm sure the instruction is, please go big, Siddhant, because there's no point pushing around for a single, not going to achieve anything.
If you look at the last couple of matches that the Knights lost and what they've done today, one of the key features of this performance that looks like a winning performance is that they've done it without any sizable contribution from that man Suryakumar Yadav. 3 batting stars, 1 bowling star, so things are now slowly falling in place for the champions.
Yeah, Yadav would be personally disappointed because he was sluggish today. But here we go. Siddhant used his feet the last time, and I don't think he has the muscle for a big one. Couldn't quite time that, but at least there was intention.
Someone asked Suryakumar Yadav about how this team bonds and gels well. He said, well, we take walks at Nariman Point.
Or if anybody out there is walking at Nariman Point or Marine Drive, walk on in to the Wankhede. You got a wonderful match coming up later today.
Uses his feet, comes down the track, will not get that big shot, but if you're far away from Mumbai, watching in any other city, and if you got to go out, well, get onto Hotstar and watch it live.
That too. Okay, not a bad over from Tripathi, coming at this stage, bowling towards the death. You know, you could get spanked for many. Hello, Atul Projects. Yep, we know you got your men going. The fan army, or one of our major supporters of T20 Mumbai. Back on the ground now. Can Siddhant, who's been using his feet, get a big one in here?
Completely misses it. There's no conviction in any of these big shots.
Well, yeah, he's doing the right thing. It's just that he's not, you know, your number 3, 4, 5, 6. And they've sent him in because he's a tall, big boy. Maybe he can hit it big, but just missed it completely. And we'll have to give that tiny battle to Tripathi, having won.
Again, missing it. One going down to the third. There's something really typically awkward about a tail-ender trying that big shot and missing.
Well, I just don't think he has the strength, but there are 4 overs left now. It's 84 for 6.
Welcome back. A miserable-looking batting card there for the Eagle Thane strikers. Ramjani came into bat at number 5. He's trying his darndest, but was a bit too late. The asking rate has now crept up to 19.75. Too much to ask the lower order to accomplish. Change in commentary. Charu Sharma gets ready for the presentation ceremony. Milind Rege back, not impressed at all.
I think the innings of the strikers just hasn't taken off. They're struggling throughout the innings. They never had any partnerships. Having said that, I think they've bowled brilliantly, really. The Knights are back in action. They had struggled in the first 2 games, but this time they look more organized.
Parishit Valasankar among the runs today. Played an impressive innings today with the bat on the top. Couple of lineup changes, a new opening combination. Oh, this time slow through the air by Parikshit. This boy from Kalyan playing for the defending champions. everything's fallen in place, and it's amazing how quickly things change for a side that was struggling.
Yeah, I was for one thinking that today they're going to have a tough time because their form didn't warrant any improvement. But certainly, Akash Parker's innings have boosted the morale, and things have changed for them now.
Akash Parker fielding here. There he is. He has been a Dream 11 game changer. Played that innings-changing knock towards the end. Big fire cameo. Took them to the score, which seemed to have shifted the momentum towards his side. And then the wicket of Sarfraz Khan as well. That absolute beauty of a slow delivery to get rid of Sarfraz Khan. Hit that straight. Where's that going? It's going across the boundary line. One bounce into the stands for 4.
I know for a fact that Ramjani only knows there's an onside. Every shot that is hit is on the onside, either square of the wicket or straight. That's a big one. Right in the middle of the blade. Leg spinner. Oh, once again, just changed the angle. You saw that the ball was pitching in a googly outside the off stump. Went down on. That's the slowness of the wicket that has helped him.
Alpesh Ramjani perhaps making a case for him to be sent a little bit higher up the order next time. 34 of 25, he's looked fairly comfortable. If it wasn't for the pressure of this asking grade, which is now at 22.42, who knows, he might have played a lot better than he has.
That's a good delivery. You saw him step out and push it hard.
17 gone, 92 for 6. Shkora maximum 6s. It's a tight tussle between Sujit Nayak and Surya Kumar Yadav. Well, Yadav had an off day with the bat today. We will of course see Parag Khanapurkar in action in a little while from now. For the Sober Supersonics, they will be playing their next game against the Akash Tigers, featuring Dhawal Kulkarni and Arjun Tendulkar. That's the second game on this Super Saturday at the T20 Mumbai. And it's nice and cool and pleasant this May afternoon, this T20 extravaganza. Surya Kumar Yadav smiling on that graphic now. That smile seems on point because he can afford to smile now. His team's on the verge of their first win as defending champions. There he is, the captain. Right, so we've seen what's happened in this first game. I'm sure the Supersonics and the Akash Tigers are listening to you, Milind. Aditya Thane did not do what you recommended before the first game started. You said win the toss, bat first, and it backfired. Your recommendations to the two teams that will be in action in the second game.
Once again for the big one. What a shot this is, but brilliantly fielded at mid-on, long on. Yeah, to answer that query of yours, now I would recommend that you bowl first because of the dew. The dew will come into play, as we've seen in the last couple of many days, that the ball does get soapy, and there is a problem with bowling. I think they should bowl first because then you can bat better after that. So next one, change your tactics again.
Interesting. Rare sport where conditions have such a direct impact. Things like dew and how much the pitch is scruffed up. Foot marks. Slight change of pace there, head down the ground.
Manish, I think cricket is the only sport where the toss, where the coin comes into, such importance. Because you win the toss, you decide. And then the weather conditions are important. No other sport is this possible. You play football, you play tennis, you play any golf. I mean, I don't think it happens. The toss is not such a crucial factor in any game. There's no toss really.
And so the captain has to be a good batsman or a good bowler or a good keeper, has to be a weatherman, has to understand the soil. Oh, well, so much to think about.
But in modern day cricket, there's so much team management that helps you to take all these decisions. All you have to do is to finally decide what your what is told to you by your conscience, bat or bowl. That is your decision. Everybody's recommendations are there, but the final decision maker is the captain. Only in cricket, the captain is the only person around whom everything revolves.
So many factors coming together to make this sport so fascinating. This time hoiked away on the onside. Will be for a rare moment, a rare sight in this innings. That boundary has come after a long time.
Once again, Ramjani on the onside. It'll be interesting to see his wagon wheel, because I think all his shots have come between square leg and mid-on. I cannot remember him playing on the offside at all. He's a big hitter of the ball, a typical left-hander who wants to swing everything.
Well, as Lalchand Rajput said a little while ago to Karishma Cote, he said we've got to win the remaining 2 games. But if they win this one by a big margin, which it looks like, it will have a direct impact on that net run rate, which could prove very, very crucial at one landing in a no-man area.
Yeah, I think at last the strategy of the Knights have paid off. They must have done their homework because of their loss in the last 2 games. And with experienced people like Lalchand Rajput, who's their mentor, I'm sure, and with Surya as a shrewd skipper. There he is, Lalchand Rajput. A very, very shrewd man as a captain, as a coach, as a batsman. He has really done wonders to this game. Oh, lovely. Look at that one. So cheeky.
Well, the more runs you score, the net run rate will get impacted. The Knights will want to finish it as quickly as they can, wrap it up, but these are easy runs.
That's because his line is wrong. He's got a 3rd man and he still continues to bowl over the wicket and outside the off stump. Totally wrong tactics. Royston Dias is, always doing these things because he's a left-hand bowler. He comes over the wicket. The angle of the ball will have to go that way.
This time much fuller, driven away. There is protection on the boundary line, end of the over. The strikers still need 58 of only 12 deliveries. So if you look at the match summary, as I said earlier, 3 batting stars, Parikshit Valasankar, 39 of 24, 30s for Karan More, as well as Akash Parker, who just took off in the slog overs, 34 of 20 for him, taking their score up to 162 at one stage. We thought they wrapped up for about 130 or thereabouts. In reply, the Eagle Thane strikers, well, never took off. Wickets kept falling. They were at one stage 5 for 58. And then a bit of a partnership after the 6th wicket fell between Ramjani and Siddhant.
I think, Manish, this must be the lowest strike run rate of any team so far we've seen. It's just 5.83 at the end of 18 overs.
Some strange batting, a couple of good deliveries. The Eagle Thane strikers, after that win, would have hoped to keep going, but it's just not been their day, has it? Remember, in case you've just joined us, it is the Super Saturday at the T20 Mumbai. Big game coming up between the Sobo Supersonics, led by the 23-year-old Jay Bista, an integral part of the Mumbai Ranji team, taking on, well, the big man, Thawal Kulkarni, who's leading the Akash Tigers. Newbies in this tournament. Walks down the track, tries to hit it in that vacant mid-wicket region, but there's a fielder there waiting for that shot. Siddhant has had enough. There's Akash Parker, he can do no wrong today. It was pitch shot. Never really was in control of that shot. Easy catch, a dolly, a lolly on offer. Well executed catch.
Shot. I think it hit him on the maker's name. Not in position at all. Seems to be getting over. Strikers are in big, big trouble.
The wheels are coming off now. Siddhant Singh gone for 10. 105 for 7. Caught Parker, bowled Mohit. Should look happy. They're wearing the Triumph Knights jersey. Perhaps reassured with the fact that now finally their team is playing like the champions they are. The defending champions, the Triumph Knights, beat the Shivaji Park Lions in the finals last year. A thrilling final, a nail-biting summit clash that. Won that game by 3 runs. Shivan Dubey almost won that final for them, but wasn't to be. Right, in comes Prabhu, featuring in the lineup today.
This win is going to do wonders to their confidence, really. It's so important to strike it well at the right time. One more loss and they would have probably been out of the tournament. But now they've played this. That should be a close one. Missing the leg stump, looks like. It's a leg by though.
And it pretty much would have been knocked out if they hadn't won this one. They would have then had to wait for other results to go their way. But now, with this, what looks like a certain win, they've kept themselves in the race with a solid performance. They've seemed to have found the right balance, the right mix. And winning this game without Suryakumar Yadav's contribution is an even bigger story, isn't it?
Yes, of course, and the margin is quite large. They still need 57 of 9. It's been a great performance by the Suryakumar. He will be a happy man. And he's the kind of person who plays by instinct. And I'm sure he'll captain the innings, next innings, the way he can. He should. Once again, a slog there. Not timing it too well. Slowness of the pitch now.
And for the Eagle Thane strikers, when Aditya Thare and Sarfraz Khan fail, who do they fall back on? No one else seems to have put their hand up.
Except for Ramjani, who's played these small, good innings, these cameos. Even last year, he scored 20s and 30s. I get the impression that he's a good cricketer, but sometimes these cricketers are to be encouraged to go higher up in the order. Go and take stock of the whole thing.
Yeah, big one once again. Where's that going? Oh! Well, that didn't keep going with the trajectory that it started. A catch for the captain Suryakumar Yadav that brings an end to a fairly entertaining knock from Alpesh Ramjani. Kept his cool. Took that above his head. Suryakumar Yadav, they're going to check the no ball before Ramjani walks back to the hut.
That's okay. There's no problem with that. Now the one front. Was it the height? Don't think so. To my mind, it's okay.
Well, he's a tall man. Very difficult to get on top of the ball, isn't it, when it comes to you at that trajectory, at that angle. And he wanted to hit it straight, much tougher to go over that long on fielder. Not enough strength, perhaps, being generated off those forearms. But, well, that brings to the end, brings us to an end of Ramjani's innings. 40 of 30, 5 fours and a 6, 107 for 8. Strikers 56 away, only 7 deliveries left. So then, 107 for 8. Fairly successful over that last one for Mohit Awasthi. Getting rid of Alpesh Ramjani, who was having a bit of a hit in the park there. Mohit Awasthi also being given a go today. 2 changes for the Triumph Knights. Straight drive, misses that mid-off fielder, will go for 4. Going past the diving captain Suryakumar Yadav.
Has that come a bit late?
Well, desperate dive from the captain there. Mohit Awasthi bowled fairly well so far. 3 wickets for him. Suddenly got the wicket of Ramjani, Aishwarya Surve and Siddhant. took care of the middle order, the lower order, whereas Dicholkar sort of managed to poke holes into the top order, got the wickets of Sagar, Aditya Thare, the captain, the big fish, and then Sachin Vagh. So 2 bowlers with 3 wickets each today. Dicholkar giving away 25 off his 4 overs, taking 3 wickets. Mohit's figures are slightly better in terms of runs given. 3 for 17 for him. Royston Dias having a bit of an off day, but he wouldn't mind that because he hasn't been expensive.
Mathematically impossible now. Only if he has bowls a couple of no balls, go for 6s. That's well bowled. Right in the block hole. Actually, this is what Royston Dias should be doing. Not angling the bat on the 4th, 5th or the 6th stump. Not angling the ball, I beg your pardon. On the 5th or the 6th stump. He should be bowling into the stumps. He should be bowling at his legs, but in the stumps.
Talking about another left-hander who will be in action with the ball in his hands, young Arjun Tendulkar. It's been a topic of discussion. We're hoping to see him bring that ball back in. He's able to send it across the right-hander, but will he try and bring that ball back in this time? That's what we'll be interested in watching. Pitched up, slow delivery, big shot. That will sail through. Some fireworks towards the end, this time from Prabhu.
How can a fast bowler be slotted for a 6 by a tail-ender? That's a slow one. And he saw it very well and timed it beautifully. The best shots are the ones which are hit straight. Prabhu, a big, tall lad. But it's too late at the moment. The run rate is impossible to achieve now.
Let's see what the response is from Dias. Bouncer maybe. Nah, full toss. This time hit away into the mid-wicket region. The one thing we noticed about Arjun Tendulkar was he was thinking after every ball, making changes. Of course, he's still work in progress on execution. He's not afraid to give it some spice, bowling that bouncer, change in pace, bowling from wide of the crease, at times coming closer to the stump. So it was good to see him bowling like a thinking bowler. He will be in action soon. Oh, that's a looped up in the air. Easy catch.
Nice change of pace. This is what is needed on wickets like these. Not bowl quick for the sake of it. Change of pace, ball came in, stopped and came. He had to control that shot. A nice little catch to Akash Parker.
Jaiswal goes for 119 for 9. So it's been an all-round good show by the defending champions, the Triumph Knights. Surya Kumar Yadav having an off day as a batsman, but good day for him as a captain. 3 batting performances in the 30s. Akash Parker with that end overs cameo, taking the score up to the 160s. Happy captain Surya. This time pitched up outside the off stump. And then Dicholkar, a surprise success story with the ball.
That's why I think in my pitch report I said in the morning, take as many spinners as you can, and especially left-armers, because that's what's going to make things difficult. They turn the ball, they bring in an arm ball. Difficult to drive them on pitches which are slow and low. But this has been a great win for Surya Kumar and his team.
Their first two.
They haven't got it yet, but it's obvious now.
In their first 2 losses, they scored in the 140s. Today, a much better batting show. Wide call. Come on, then finish it.
Umpires need to do their job. But what is Royston trying? Just bowl a straightforward ball. Why do you need to experiment? I don't understand the reasons for trying to do so many things in an over. A yorker, a full toss, one outside the leg stump, one outside the off stump. Come on, stick to your basics.
Finally gets one right. Oh, then that gets... that goes through the keeper. will give them 4, but Suryakumar Yadav won't mind that. The Triumph Knights, the defending champions, finally have one game in the bag. It's a happier looking dugout this time. A happy captain. They're upbeat now after winning their first game. A miserable show in the first 2 matches, and then making the necessary changes in the lineup. 2 changes that have worked very well for them. A new look opening combination as well for Suryakumar Yadav's Triumph Knights. There's this whiff of belief, this wave of belief in this team now, the Triumph Knights. But they've got to keep going. They need to win their next 2 as well to stay in contention, to make it through to the semi-finals in a changed format this time. 5 games in the group stages, followed by the semis and the finals. It's of course day 5, and the Triumph Knights will believe they are back on track. A miserable looking batting card that. So many failures. At one stage they were 6 for 65, and they never really recovered after those initial hiccups. Ramjani coming into bat at number 5. Had a bit of fun, but he was always trying to climb a tall mountain, which seemed insurmountable given that there weren't enough overs left. Prabhu, 16 of 6 for him, but you can't expect the lower order to do the job when the top order has failed miserably. Just that one partnership between Ramjani and Siddhant. Nothing much from the top order. A failure for Aditya Thare. Sarfraz Khan being flummoxed by a brilliant delivery from Akash Parkar. And they finished with 124 for 9 off their allotted 20 overs. And as a result, the Triumph Knights win this game by 38 runs. There they are then. The bowling group. Mohit picking up 3 for 17, the most economical. But the man that had the most impact was the left-arm spinner with a lovely action. Yash Dicholkar, 4 overs, 25 for 3 wickets. 3 apiece for Tripathi. And Dicholkar, a happy-looking bowling card. This is how it all ended. 162 for 7 thanks to Parikshit. Balasankar's 39 at the top. Karan More in the middle order, getting a good hit as well. 36 of 26. Parker was the key innings that gave them the impetus they needed to reach 162. But the Eagle Thane strikers, the batting group, never really turned up. Parker proved to be the Dream 11 game changer of the match. And 3 wickets each for Mohit and Dicholkar. And the Knights win by 38 runs. There he is, the game changer, Akash Parkar. Batting lower down the order, improvised a lot and went after the bowling. Improvised in terms of where he stood inside the crease. That man used his arms, so much strength in those forearms. It was the last over that really gave the momentum, and he is the top scorer for those playing this Dream 11 fantasy game. The most points earned for all of you, 41.5 for Parkar. Ramjani doing his bit as well. The 2 successful bowlers, Yash and Mohit, featuring here as well. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll have the presentation party and the toss for match number 2. Stay tuned.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
Well, here at the Wankhede Stadium, good to see a good crowd in for T20 Mumbai. Of course, the atmosphere is fantastic. We're all set for our evening match on day 5. To my left, the two captains. First, Dhaval Kulkarni, skipper of Akash Tigers. To his left, Jay Bista, skipper of Sober Supersonics. And then, former India player, Mumbai captain, and now selector Jatin Paranjpe, my good friend. And to his left, Mr. Nishit Shetty, the match referee, and our special guest, Yash from Akash Tigers. We're all set. Who's going to call? Dhaval's going to call. Jatin's going to toss. Here we go.
Tails.
Tails is the call. Nishit, if you'll confirm what it is.
Heads it is.
Heads. Jay, walk on over. Congratulations. What are you going to do first?
We are looking to bat first. It looks a bit dry and overused, so we'll bat first and try to put the score on the board and try to restrict them.
Well, you guys are going fabulously. 2 wins out of 2. Now, if you were losing, you might want some changes. But now that you're winning, would you like to experiment a bit with changes?
Yeah, we have one change. Kiza Dafida comes in place of Mansingh Nigde.
Okay, so what are you tightening? Which part of the game are you tightening?
Yeah, we are going with an all-rounder instead of Mansingh Nigde, who was a proper batsman.
I suppose the team morale is as high as it could be. 2 wins out of 2.
Yeah, it's really high, but it's important to win every game and keep the momentum going into the tournament. Yeah, so we are looking at each game at a time, and that's how we are looking at it.
And maybe a few more runs from you.
Yeah, sure, I'll try that. I'll give my best.
All right, good luck. Thank you. Dhaval, you're going to be bowling first, fielding first. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, very much, because if I would have won the toss, I would have elected to field, but looking forward to it now.
All right. Well, I mean, how's the team morale? Because the first match was a fantastic win against defending champions and then a bit of a loss.
Well, it's important to press the reset button if you lose. We've just taken the positives ahead and not think much about the negatives.
All right, you will be batting first. What kind of a total do you think you've seen the first match on this pitch?
We are bowling first.
Bowling first.
Anything around 140, we would like to restrict them in that total.
Okay, thanks for checking me on. Any team changes?
We've got a couple of changes. Instead of 2 fast bowlers, we are going with 1 spinner and another fast bowler.
All right, good luck, Dhaval.
Thank you so much.
All the best. Okay, there we are, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Wankhede Stadium. Final match of day 5. Jay Bista won the toss. He's happy to bat first. Well, no thriller for our opening match on day 5, but I'm sure the winning team won't mind. And of course, commiserations to the team that lost. Another big thank you to everybody here at the Wankhede Stadium. Big crowd in. Hope you're enjoying T20 Mumbai. And of course, a big thank you to you for watching on television. On behalf of the MCA, also thank you to our main sponsors. We have Dream 11, Skoda, Atul Projects, Ward, Wiz, Seagate and Bisleri to thank. And now, of course, to introduce our presentation party. First to my left, from the MCA, Mr. Ganesh Iyer. To his left, we've got a Triumph Knights ownership representative, Ms. Aparna Thakur. And we've got also young Gyana from the ownership team with us. And finally, from Eagle Thane Strikers, Mr. Ram Prakash Prajapati. Good luck next time. Let's begin with having a quick chat with the captain. And this is the first match that he's won, Surya Kumar Yadav. Can we have Surya and big smile, Surya? That's what we like to see.
Obviously, it was a great performance after the two games down, and that's what I wanted from the boys, and they turned up really well.
Let's stay positive. You know, the new guys that you put in delivered big time today.
Obviously, I think we needed momentum, and we needed someone to raise their hand. And Akash Parker, and I think More did a fantastic job, and obviously Parikshit as well. He gave us a start. That's where we were lacking, and it was incredible.
The Cholkar.
I think he was amazing in his first game. That's what I wanted, and he looked really confident when I gave him the ball.
There's only one guy who looked a little sluggish on the field for his 22 from some 25 or whatever. That's the captain.
No, I was trying to play till the end. And at that time, I thought it was a perfect time to go after an off spinner. Didn't work well, but that's what it is. We'll come back stronger in the next game.
No, I don't mean to be critical. But back in the dugout, if you felt that the pitch was pretty good for batting, did you think 116 and change was enough?
That's what I wanted from the boys in the last 2 games. I said, let's try and get around 150, 160, and I think that will be a brilliant score to defend because we have a lot of options in our bowling department, and that's what happened today.
Well, you guys did very well, and I'd like to say the champions are back.
Back with the bang. Let's see what happens.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Surya Kumar Yadav, skipper of Triumph Knights. They won today, and now, of course, my task to introduce to you the man of the match. Wonderful performances today, particularly by some of the bowlers. But we like to recognize the importance of an all-rounder. 2 wonderful catches, 1 for 21 from his 4 overs, and 34 from only 20 deliveries. Akash Parker, congratulations, he is our man of the match. Your trophy will be handed to you by Ms. Aparna Thakur. And, of course, young Gyana's in there as well. And now walk on up and take your trophy, your check from Mr. Ganesh Iyer. Akash, we'd like to have a quick chat with you. Okay, all photos done. Let's go. Akash, that final acceleration of yours was something your team must have been very proud of.
Yeah, Lalu sir told me that this is your day. So I was just thinking positively and I wanted to get that 160 mark. So we did it, and Surya told in the meeting that if we get 160, then we can defend that total because we have a great bowling attack. So we just backed ourselves and we did it today.
Amidst the great bowling attack is the man I'm standing in front of. 1 for 21. You've got to be very happy with what you did today. And Sarfaraz wicket, talk us through that.
Yeah, it was very important wicket because we know that how he plays and he can change the game around. So I just wanted to complete my 4 overs. If I complete my 4 overs, then other bowler can contribute as well. So plan was to just stick around.
Well, you had a big contribution in the game today, Akash. Congratulations, well done. Look forward to good performances in the matches left.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the match today, Akash Parker. Very well done indeed. And that's all from the presentation arena, except a quick thank you to our presentation party. Back up to the box. We've got a match coming up.